Wake up, gamers, because you're listening to Big Think Dimension with Dan and Bob Video Games. Hey, Bob, here's the No More Heroes presentation. Don't lose it.
Oh, I won't.
KZ Excellent.
I'm here to kill chaos.
And Mr. Feel.
Nobody isekais me and lives.
Here on Gigaboots.
Bob, what'd you eat?
Yeah, did you eat anything, Bob?
No, what? Nothing
thought that's how we do
fancy.
these.
I had a bagel.
No, you should have been like an entire sandwich platter across E3.
Yes, basically.
That was rough.
Yeah, it was. Those were some good sandwiches on day 1 and 2.
On 3, they're sad sandwiches.
Yeah.
Day 4, it's like, I need to eat or I'll die.
Yes.
You just shovel the sandwich in your mouth.
It's not great. I'm not proud of it.
Yeah, it's not the best I've ever done as a human. But we got through E3, and that's what's important. For people who are listening to this on the audio syndication, this is being streamed live to twitch.tv/gigaboots, so there will be no editing. And this is this week's podcast. As for next week's Big Think Dimension, we need to take a week off. But anyway,
Everyone's moving. Everybody but me, Mr. Feel.
Everyone shouted change places. We all stood up and changed houses.
Right.
I guess Bob technically isn't moving, but he's going to be stunned by there being space in his home.
It's like a new home. I mean, I will be helping Dan move and also DD to reorganizing my own home.
Yes, no, there are various giant holes that are very funny. I would have taken a picture, but there's like a bookshelf over here where the top is nothing, the middle 2 shelves are stacked full of shit, and then the bottom is nothing.
And that whole bookshelf has been locked behind counters. There are desks and other things for years.
No, it's kind of nuts. Plus, what was it? During the live show, somebody was like, hey, is Bob gonna record? Maybe Bob and Field can record. And Bob's like, Dan's gonna have the recording equipment. What am I recording on?
Right?
What is Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, we made it. We're probably not streaming the Stranger of Paradise demo. I should probably change that to special events. I like to think of our
I'm here to kill chaos.
Is this a special event or is this just chatting?
I think this is a special event. I think Big Think Dimension is a huge and important podcast.
It's an E3 send-off.
Nintendo's trying to get me. 1 second. Okay,
Yeah.
there. I just
I'm being attacked by Nintendo here.
Nintendo just started playing in a random tab. Jesus Christ. Anyway, Bob,
What's up?
I'm gonna assume you played nothing other than that demo.
Yeah, I don't even know if we're going to do that section.
Let's do that segment as, hey, everyone played the Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin demo except for Dan. You guys want to talk about that before we get deep into E3?
Sure.
Oh.
Okay, I was like, I need that send-off from KZ or we're doomed.
Sorry, I was busy coming over this wonderful demo that we
Yes. Holy shit.
Holy fucking shit!
I wish I got to finish it. I only got to play what people saw on stream earlier, which was only about 20, 30 minutes of it. Something like that.
This boss
Did not get to finish
this
it.
boss is so good. This boss is so fucking good.
I'm sure.
It's good. It's really good.
Just
The
unlocking
boss
a
is
second
really-
class was just, whoa.
Yeah.
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 You know what's great? You have a parry, and you aren't. It's not like, no, your parry is useless because you're locked into your 5-second long animation every time you attack.
Yeah,
There's no more
Right.
never do anything because it's committing for 5 seconds.
Yeah, there's no
Yes.
stamina bar. It's not like those. You have the MP bar, which you use to do skills, but you can just attack normally and dodge without dealing with any of that, which is great.
yeah, you have like posture, so it's like whenever you do the parries or you take a hit, it like messes with it a little bit, like through guarding. And if that's gone, you're kind of like defenseless. Which during that boss fight, if you do the guards wrong and you're not watching that meter, you're just kind of dashing into, he stunned me. He's gonna hit me 3 times.
Ugh.
But the fact that you have jobs in this and like you have a skill tree, say you get the Lancer, you get the spear, you go through that, you get to the bottom, they're like, you unlock Dragoon. Then you get into the Dragoon one, and then your default super hit is a jump. That if you hold, you can go farther distances through the jump, which is amazing. And the fact that you can switch jobs with triangle, so you hit that boss, and I'm like, this is really hard. He like gets an ice sword in the second half. That's a little too much for me. And chat said, if you just hit triangle, swap to Black Mage, and cast Fire Up, it knocks him out of that form.
That's great.
Yeah, there's all kinds of like your stuff can interact in so many ways. Did you guys get to the room with Bob and Dan? Did you get to the room with like the bunch of wolves?
Yes. That was where we
You
stopped
can
playing
go-
exactly.
You can go left and go up the stairs, and there's a bomb that you can shove off, and he'll blow up and set the grass those wolves are on fire.
Yeah, because fall damage.
That's great.
Oh my god, that's
Yep.
that's incredible.
Yeah. It's just they take that idea of just immediately swapping through different jobs depending on like what makes more sense. And I do like the idea of the mage being this radial menu of which magic type you're going to use.
Yes.
And the longer you hold it, the higher tiered magic it's going to be.
Yeah, that was
My-
super impressive.
My brain is on fire the moment I see a charge meter that goes fire, and I'm like, oh, holy
And
shit!
then you look at it, it's like, oh wait, every element is on this screen.
Yeah, it's good. It's real good.
I just was going into overdrive thinking of how good that is. And then there's like stat boosts on the trees as well. So I mainly ran for a while Dragoon, and eventually it becomes Warrior, the Swordsman. And they don't share if you're not like using that thing. So Lancer doesn't get like specific things from Swordsman except for stat boosts. So it's like, I'm not going to use the Swordsman because I'm using this Lance, but I will have it on my second one for the +4 strength and the +3 agility and stuff like that. There's like a benefit to having it there, which I found really useful.
This thing is a lot like Neo, but there's a lot more like slimming down of features that make it way better. Like I would talk about this on
Yeah.
stream of how having, in that one they have so many different things. You have like switching weapons is hold R1, then hit triangle and all this other stuff at a certain timing. Here it's just, oh yeah, this button does it.
Hold R1 and press X square or triangle to change your stance. Hold R1
I don't need
and
those
press
stances.
left
I
or
don't.
right to change your weapon, or up and down to change your ranged weapon. I'm like, no, just hit triangle and you're a whole nother class.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's great.
I'm always going to be high stance in Neo, so really you should just take this away from me.
It
Also,
just
the
plays
fact
the
that you get all
Unga.
these skills. Yes, all full Unga. And you have all the skills you unlock in this, and then you can select where you want them to be. So it's like, I want my R1, R2 to be this instead of this. And you can kind of like swap them out so you can find something that is really comfortable to your play style.
Yeah, that's something else straight from Neo. I was like, oh, good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
It feels-
realized in a better way.
Yeah, it feels
Yes.
more fully realized because what didn't Neo? This was never in a released Neo, but
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure in the first two Neo betas, it had like fighting game inputs for some things.
I don't think
This
so.
was like a sane. I remember there being like 360s, and you hit square and you do some big sword move. From like
It's been forever
it's been
since the
7
early-
years.
Yeah, I was like, I don't remember that because I went crazy, made like a full move list when that first beta went out. I don't
Mhm.
remember anything like that. There's the forward and back like there is in this in the full games of Neo, but I don't remember 360s and not sure Yukins or anything.
It might have been like the spear or just the alpha of the very first one.
Hmm.
But this feels like a more realized version of that. Also, like you can have them all set to be finishers. Instead
Yeah.
of just if you're in this instead of it being based on your stance, and you unlocking like 4 for each stance, so you can only have like 1 of 4 available. Which
Yeah,
didn't
so
feel
now
very good in Neo.
now you can have like say you do R1 R1 R2 will be one move, or R1 R2 is a different move.
Yeah.
Lets you customize it a lot more.
Yeah, I really appreciate that stuff. Just the whole combat just really stings. I was talking with someone else about this, Stickman Sham, where we were instinctively at the same time just learning and actively doing the things the game was expecting just based on movements. Like Garland will just shoot fireballs at you, and I just naturally hit that guard button on them and grab them and then start throwing them back immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, that feature is like realizing the Final Fantasy VIII draw system.
Yeah.
Yeah, the idea of just like I countered this and now I just have it. Or okay, the bomb shot those fireballs. That's great. I could use them on them to make them like explode or expand or something. Or I could just save it for a couple encounters from now when it's not a bomb.
I bet in the final game, right outside of this castle, you play a guard game that can completely break your playthrough, just making you way too powerful.
I can't wait with my buddies to play the innovative card game that they will clearly include in this.
God, that would be so good. Square's like, where's your card game?
They're like, I'm sorry, the ultimate weapon needs to be locked behind a dumb minigame. And I'm like, man, this really is Final Fantasy.
Wait, you didn't get to the final dungeon in the first 5 hours? You don't get the best weapon. Sorry.
Oh no!
You open that chest in the first dungeon in the tutorial. I'm sorry. Well, a chest over here won't have the best shit.
Yeah, you didn't realize it, but you're gonna do time travel, and by opening that chest, you didn't let the item fully mature to the final ultimate weapon.
God, yeah.
I'm glad that doesn't seem to be something they're interested in doing.
God, I hope not.
No, it doesn't feel like that.
Looking forward to potentially fighting the four kings that were in the original Final Fantasy 1, like the Lich. And they're just like this big, insane boss fights. The fact that this had like a 2-phase thing and also worked just like Sekiro did, where it's like you break the stamina, and if you break through the stamina before the health to a certain degree, you do like a special like punch hit, and then that resets to phase 2, which lowers its health bar in half because it's in 2 big chunks. Or if you can't lower stamina, just knock the first health bar out. It's that thing where it's like even if you're not really good at controlling the fight, you can still progress pretty normally. But if you're really good, you can just skip a chunk of that fight immediately.
I really, really like Jack just being Final Fantasy Doom guy. He's like, no, I'm just gonna rip you in half.
Yes! That poor Cactuar.
I mean,
the Cactuar is the funniest one.
You unlock Black Mage and you immediately know Blizzara and Blizzaga. It's like, yeah, he's just a Chad. It's ridiculous.
And then they go, it only takes up that 1 MP bar. It does not matter.
Yes.
I'm very excited for the DLC where they're like, okay, it's really simple. We just need to go back in time and kill Garland again. And then Jack just stares at him without saying anything. And he's like, okay, I'll do that.
The DLC is just defeat the Emperor Palamecia. Go into hell right now.
Jack unlocks assless chaps.
You know what? There'll probably be something like that in the game. Team Ninja game.
We went with shirtless Jack for a good bit of our playthrough.
Yeah, God, we both did the same thing. I immediately took off that shirt and like, I'm here to kill chaos. Nipples out.
Yup. Oh man, I'm so excited for this fucking game.
Really interested to see where that game goes, even story-wise, because someone pointed out, like, you know, if you look at this art from Final Fantasy 1 that Amano did, there's 3 guys that look like the party, and none of them are actually the Warrior of Light.
That's awesome.
I put it in the Big Think Discord. You can just click the unspoiler it.
Let's see.
It's like, yeah, you sure got 3 guys down behind the Warrior of Light that kind of look like them.
Yeah, I could totally see them doing some really crazy stuff with the way FF1 works and the time loop stuff in that. They're like, yeah, this all fits.
Yeah, you could basically do anything because there's not much written, and what is written is insane.
It's completely insane.
All that's written is like, all right, go back in time.
Okay, it has been like 8 to 10 hours since you saw Garland time travel. He's now the final boss.
I like the reference that one of your party members does, where he's like, let's knock them down, because that's Garland's thing, where he's like, I will knock you all down in the original game. That's his big threatening line to you before you fight him.
Yeah.
He also says it in Dissidia.
It's his thing. They know.
I'm so glad Chris Sabat's back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I need to get to that boss. I'm really excited to try that.
Yeah, just y'all you fucking know when you're beaten or whatever he fucking says as he's
As he's getting owned.
Player glow. Yes, as he gets owned by this dude that was shopping at a Target an hour ago.
It's a real baller move to be like, know when you're beaten after he punched you in the face so hard his mask shattered.
I enjoy that they also let you switch the control scheme. Like you have full customization, and they also just have mode 2, which is just Neo controls, like more typical face buttons or attacks stuff.
Yeah, that's good.
Do they let you change running to just holding the dodge button like Neo? Because that clicking in the shit stick doesn't work for me at all.
Yeah, I was looking for that because that was something else that bothered me. Let me double check. I got it booted. Just
It's like it's real easy for me to just hold the run.
Yeah, I don't think there's a way to change it.
It also felt fun to just grind. Like I hit that boss and went, yeah, I should just get stronger. I can walk into these true rooms and fight these dudes. And if I die, there's no soul or Amrita system in this. It's a normal video game.
There was something
so I've
about
lost nothing.
You lose your MP, I think, but you can just
your max your max
you lose
MP
like
goes down.
Bars. Like whenever you like do the cool kills, you get extra bars on top of it, but you always have 2.
Okay.
So whenever I'd like refight Garland, I would have the 2 bars. But one time I came in there after grinding and had like 6, and I started rinsing him, but then died to something stupid and went, man, you could really just cheese these bosses if you're not super good. You could just like come in with those bars, but it's still perfectly fine and doable with 2. But if you want to really spam that Lightbringer mode, where you just get super powered and you no longer have the posture stamina, you can just rip them apart with that.
I forgot that existed because I'm like, well, I'm plenty strong with the basic stuff. Why do I need to go Super Saiyan?
Right.
It rips through enemies like a yellow bar like it's nothing. And it just feels good that then you can actually block hits without going, it's going to knock me on my ass.
I did just check. You can move which button lets you dash, but you cannot make it just hold the evade button, which you would think. It's very strange. Because that's also something I was like, well, just put me in there after I do a dash. Why not?
Please. Good job, Dan, by the way.
Oh, you're paying attention to the stream, I see.
I have been. I've been trying to think about whether I should bring attention to it. But I've decided to fucking take your bait.
God, I've only looked at the chat.
Contribute to this.
Luckily, the YouTube version will retain what we're talking about.
Great.
So if you're that curious, go check the YouTube pod.
But yeah, I think the only thing to be disappointed in here is if you don't like the character design or if the visuals are really dark in this level. I'm really excited to see other levels.
They're 100% going to fix how dark this is.
Yeah.
There's no way it's
Yeah,
making
I'm
it to
sure.
launch this dark. There was a corner of a room Bob ran in that was completely black. Him and an enemy floating in space.
Yeah.
I feel like that might have even been a thing in like the early Neo version because that level was like at night and
Yes.
also really dark.
Yeah, that one
I
also kind of had that
vaguely
issue.
remember
Mhm.
that being rough.
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely that. They love their hyper contrasty style. And I'm okay with dark levels, but this is
There's
absurd.
a limit. I actually
Yeah.
cranked it up like by a decent chunk, and there were some parts that were like, this is a bit too dark. I'm also like keen on seeing other biomes in this game that are not Dark Temple
Yeah.
that I feel like they'll be able to do. Like, I'm sure there'll be some level of it's a green field.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm sure like I mean, just look at FF1 dungeons. Most of those will probably be levels.
Yep.
I like seeing straight up Neo animations in this game. Like whenever you open a chest.
God. Or like when an enemy does an unblockable on you, and you're like, yeah, they just grab that from Neo.
Yeah. No, it's very funny how many things are direct.
Even immediately, you start that tutorial, and they're like, this isn't a glowing yellow Amrita tutorial thing. This is a yellow cyber data thing.
Mm-hmm. Not the same thing. Very different.
No, it's very different, and I'm happy for them.
I hope they do more with the party members because you don't really get customization of them or like to do anything about them in this demo. So
Yeah,
I wonder if they're going to
I'm
expand
dealing
that
like
or just ignore
hundreds
it.
of damage. I'm doing like a decent amount of damage on the boss fight, and then they're like, fucking, the other dude does a crit of 20.
They managed to knock other like small enemies into the stun state, so you can rip their head off. But
Yeah.
they don't seem to do very much damage.
I mean, not even just from an angle of them doing damage. I'm just talking about them having a point. Like, they just feel like they're dudes who are automatically attacking and stuff. I wonder if
Yeah.
they'll expand into something you can customize, like choose their classes, choose their roles, something like that.
I assume not.
Oh, that would be nice.
I
Yeah,
assume.
I lean towards no. They'll just be there to say funny things during cutscenes while Jack grimaces at the camera.
I'm not
Which
even.
I'm fine with.
Mugging.
I'm not even totally sold that they'll stick with you through the whole game.
Yeah, they
Like
feel-
I feel like being a Final Fantasy, we may meet new guests, have that rotating chair, like 4.
That'd be cool to see more characters, because I think another big complaint about this is there are no girls again, which is I think it's
Yeah.
a little fair. Like it's super weird to have a Final Fantasy 2 in a row without any female party members.
That's true. At
Yeah.
least this isn't a mainline numbered one.
Right.
That
Yeah.
if it was 15 and then 16, then I would totally understand. But yeah, maybe we'll meet some side characters, get a lot more interesting people in here. Count
Just do
Saint
the
Germain.
4th thing.
Just do the 4th thing.
Yeah.
That would be great. Honestly,
Do the 4th thing where it's like, okay, it's been an hour, someone needs to die.
Maybe don't do that, because
no, that's great.
I
Do
don't know.
that.
It's kind of hilarious.
Do exactly that.
I hope, because Neo had all these fucking losers I didn't give a shit about. It's like, I don't care. I don't care that you're being attacked in this other place, because you're kind of just Japanese history men without really a personality.
I think that was
I
a bigger
love
problem in
Japanese
2
history,
than 1.
Yeah.
Even because 2 it really is just, oh, these are the exact generals. At least 1 is like, okay, we're setting in a period a lot of people don't know about, and doing a little bit
At
of weird
least
stuff.
one had Hattori Hanzo hanging out with you a lot with his cat clock,
Yes.
where he just pulls the cat out of his shirt and is like, oh, it's 12 p.m.
Yeah, rotating party would be good. Also, Chad did in fact point out that in FF2 you always have the same 3, but always a rotating 4th member.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's the
So you
sane
can totally,
version of
you
4.
can totally fit that in.
Yeah, I feel like that's what they're going to do, unless they go full on like, no, you're the other 3 guys in this art, and you need to find the warrior of light who's missing somehow.
it could even be like Neo, and just, well, some missions you have party members, other missions you do not. Like sometimes you might just be alone.
Oh yeah, like you get separated for some reason.
Right. Like they die.
These-
Yeah. The pink-haired dude, a giant rock can fall on him. I guess. That's pretty all right. Be like that dude in the FF16 trailer.
Jesus.
These 3 guys are looking for Mr. Light.
Yeah, I don't know. I just saw there was a sequence where the big dude just started punching the shit out of a dog, and I'm like, you're a keeper. He's going full monk mode.
Is there anything else anyone wanted to talk about before we move on to the giant behemoth that is E3?
I'm tapped.
Yeah, we should get to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't need to talk more about Genshin.
You don't?
No.
Shocking. I guess people will have to wait next week for Feels Mass Effect recap, which I think is fine.
Yeah.
I think he could retain that info.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
All I
retain
really have
any
left to talk
intergrade
about
stuff.
is all I have to talk about is like 2 things, so I can remember it.
Okay.
I have notes.
We're going to try to go through these days in order. We've got this wonderful website, 2021.e3recap.com.
Yeah, I found that little nugget.
Yeah, this thing's really helpful. There's a link in the Discord, Bob, if you haven't found it
let me
yet.
check it.
I'm going to
Yeah,
cover the biggest news that I heard.
Everything.
It really is everything. It even has like stars to talk about, like, this is exclusive and this is exclusive.
You click 2 buttons and it just shows you the trailer or the part of whatever stream that had that.
Which channel did that get put in?
E3.
Yeah, the E3 channel. But the biggest news that we missed, which was one of the first announcements of E3, no joke, ladies and gentlemen, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night is coming to Stadia.
Oh my god.
They even made a trailer for it, you guys.
They did.
Oh.
Is it based on the Switch version?
I don't know. That would be really good.
Yeah, I know. I was like, what's the funniest thing that could happen right here, right now?
It's kind of sad they're wasting their time with the Stadia.
Yeah, no, it's like
I mean, Stadia must have paid them more money.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Like-
I feel like
there's no way anybody would support Stadia without Google cutting them a check that at very least covers the costs plus a little bit.
who knows? Maybe the publisher has some insanely bad ideas about. Well, I don't know. A lot of their strategies seem to focus around give us a paycheck to even be on your service. Like, you know.
I don't know. I've always trusted
Game
that
Pass.
publisher of dipshit games.
They seem to have their hands in a lot of games that I appreciate. So I guess I have to become more friendly. I don't know.
and everything that is a crowdfunded game.
A publisher that just has the energy of of Matilda's dad.
I don't remember Matilda's dad. Is that weird? Should I have remembered?
I think it's Danny DeVito being like a scumbag used car salesman.
Oh my God.
I forget if it's literally Danny DeVito or if it's a Danny DeVito. Yeah, it's Danny DeVito.
Yeah, I was like, that is Danny DeVito. I literally remember this. Did not remember it was a part of Matilda.
Yeah, I just always remember him teaching his daughter the business, which is like, okay, here's how you make the car run perfectly for 5 miles and then it explodes.
Oh no.
No, I'm just thinking of the fucking episode of Seinfeld where they're like, you take the car at the dealership on a test drive, but you try to see how far you can get, and try to return it with no gas.
We should go ahead and get our E3 awards out of the way up front.
Oh shit.
The Metal Hellsinger Award for game that showed up way too often at this E3, hands down, goes to Jurassic. Oh my God,
Jurassic World Evolution.
thank you.
Two.
Dose.
It was tough. I was in my brain internally. I'm like, do I feel more strongly about Jurassic Park Evolution 2 or Monster Hunter Story?
Here's
or 2 Point Campus, which also showed up a similar amount of times.
Yes,
yeah, but it was so
less awful.
brief, right?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
really brief.
So,
I don't know. I got a lot of joy out of doing the dinosaur
Oh,
song.
holy fuck. Yeah, it's a giant.
it's too accurate. We're gonna get claimed.
What the fuck?
Yeah, technically E3 started with Mythical Games or Mythic Games. We didn't even watch that one.
No.
Nope.
I think we can coast right past that. What do you
Yeah, I
guys
was like,
think?
I was asleep.
It was some good sleep. Okay, yeah, that's been my week.
Every E3 sleep's been.
Yeah, no, it's not been good.
Oh, yeah, no, same here.
Gotta go right back into the chamber as soon as we wake up.
yeah. That, and on this last day, I'm like, okay, since I packed up all the stuff at Bob's the night before the last day, the final day of E3, I only get to have 4 hours of sleep. And then out of nowhere, they're like, we fixed the Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origins demo. I'm like, why did I sign up for these notifications? God, go to sleep, Dad. Go to sleep. And then Banny, we spent enough time in the new house. Banny decides now is the time to ask for the things she used to annoyingly ask for before. Banny, just so we all know, just so you all know, because of course I know because I didn't fucking sleep. She sometimes does water in a bowl. Not good enough. Not good enough. No, that's lowbrow shit. She needs the high tier shit. So she'll sit there and meow. She must have meowed 50 fucking times waiting for me to crawl my corpse out of bed to turn on a faucet so she could drink. So she could drink fucking water running straight out of the faucet into the sink.
Dan dropped Dan corpse.
Yes, Dan's about to drop Dan corpse.
Fucking still Dan.
It was, I'm like, Tosh, just so you know, the next time she does this, I'm just filling the bathtub and putting her in it. Just plop her down. There you go. Drink the bathtub.
That's what you want, right?
You wanted water. It's just like, it's like halfway up her too. So she's just standing in it and being like, wow. This is wrong. This is too close to taking a bath. Wham. Yeah.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
E3 sleep has been tenuous at best. Let's get to one of the first things we had shown off coming in from day one. We got to see gameplay of Battlefield 2042. Instead of that crappy, like, hype. I mean, it wasn't as bad as it could have been, but I fundamentally did not want to see a hype CG trailer a few days ago. Did you, Bob?
No, that really didn't do it for me. I feel like that's one of those things you could have put it in the middle of conference because it has a little bit of that moment at the beginning of it.
Yes.
Where you're not sure what it is, and then you start realizing, and it's like, oh, that's cool. And then you afterwards show us the gameplay like right away instead of what we did.
Yes, that would have been way better than what they did. What they did was bad. What you described would have been good. But yeah, no, it looking at 2042 with its 128 player multiplayer looked really good. All sorts of things me and Bob have been waiting for. You know, modern setting, giant buildings, all sorts of mobility stuff.
Yeah, grappling hook is in.
And then they even have cool environmental stuff too. And it's clear that the main version of the game, the one that's going to have 128 multiplayer, is targeting next gen. And hopefully, maybe, if we're lucky, it might even have crossplay. Who knows?
That'd be pretty hype.
That would be great.
Yeah.
And then people would be like, make sure you fuck up the crossplay because console people are afraid of PC people. I saw people defending the Overwatch thing.
Yeah, I keep saying, just let us plug a mouse and keyboard in. If you're that concerned, just let us do that.
Yeah, you can even just let the Xbox people do that, because God knows that console absolutely supports that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the Overwatch thing, which we didn't cover because it happened in between weeks, a big thing is like, in order to play crossplay with PC from a console, you must manually invite someone on PC to your party. Otherwise, you're just trapped in the console vacuum, in the console bubble. I'm like, that's a little weird.
Yeah, it's very strange.
If you made your shooter right, console could be almost as competitive as PC. I say almost because fuck, Reinhardt needs to swing 180 in like 2 frames.
Yes.
He's the only character, though, that I'm just like, absolutely not, never.
Not even once.
Not even once. To be fair, though, I'm not a huge fan of playing it on a console to begin with. But hey, apparently, KZ can play on console if he so prefers, and he can invite me on PC.
Look at that. Crazy.
So you get to be angry at him even there.
Yeah.
And then KZ can be like, I don't get to disconnect from the call and escape, Angry Dan. We will never play Overwatch again.
KZ's like, hey, Dan, I'm going in. And then he charges his Reinhardt into their team and dies. He's like, where were you guys? And then a liquor bottle hits his door and explodes. He's like, oh my God.
Yeah, Dan just throws open his door and shoots a flare gun at him.
Yes.
Looking forward to next week.
You mean 4 days from now?
Look, it takes a few days to get
Don't
Overwatch
make it
ready.
that real, all right? Can you not do that?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Anyway, glad they added that to Overwatch. Wish they did it before that game's interest level was absolute 0. I'm pretty sure every person I knew who was into Overwatch stopped playing at least half a year ago to a year.
It's okay. They redesigned it. Here's 2 costumes.
We put a
There's
stripe
no lines on them.
We put a stripe on Farrah's butt. That's a new character.
Come play 2.
Oh,
you
man,
can do
look at
less
it.
people.
Oh man, she has 2 cracks.
Holy shit.
Jesus. I don't like this.
Game changing.
Well, that's what Dan basically said.
So we got some other stuff too. We're gonna just, in order to not stress about each conference, we're gonna just go through the games in the order that this list brings them up. Okay.
Oh my God. Okay.
It's gonna be faster. It's gonna be better. We can talk about the conferences too. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands revealed itself.
I wish we got to see more of what this game actually is.
It has a better cast than the movie.
Yes, it does have that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
It's fucking hilarious. I'm like, how the fuck? You got Andy Samberg and Will Arnett for the game, but you didn't get actual funny people for the movie.
What do you mean they have Kevin Hart and Jack Black?
What did I just say? At least at that point, like, cut your losses and for no reason at all put Penn and Teller into the movie as the bad guys. Just do that thing
Oh
for
yeah,
3.
they're great.
Penn and
They
Teller
were a
are
villain.
great.
They were villains in the Mucha Lucha movie.
Oh my
Was
god,
a
what?
Lucha movie?
Yes, there was.
It was like a TV. It was like a TV movie.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah, it was some sort of TV movie after they got the second big season of that. Yeah.
The Return of El Malefico.
Yes. I love
Uh,
doing this. I love grinding it to a halt with psychic damage.
I actually still haven't played Borderlands 3, really. I might do it at the new place, because on PS5 it runs well, so it's a game worth playing.
Right.
Yeah, just play it on mute.
That's what I hear. I'm sorry, I'll get to the Penn and Teller part and have to unmute it, and I'll just be sitting there going, this is how these characters sound? Anyway, moving on. Metal Slug Tactics was announced? How we feeling on that?
Yeah. Look, it looks
I'm
neat.
down
I
to
wish
try
it
another
didn't.
tactics.
I wish it didn't have roguelite elements.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
worrying. Them doing a tactics game for Metal Slug is just super weird. I think the art looks great, and I'm glad we got that intro made.
Yeah, absolutely.
This
God.
is the kind of thing where, like, if we knew there was a 2D one at any form of existence, like at any stage of being created, it would be like wholehearted. This is cool. But right now, it's just like it's a roguelite, and why isn't there a 2D one?
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
just-
right now I'm more interested in the mobile game one.
Yeah, that's fair. That one looks unbelievably cool for being a mobile game. For anyone who didn't see it, it's like really true to the original graphics of Metal Slug, but it's a giant Metroidvania. Like, it just opens up at some point.
Yeah.
It's kind of insane. But for Metal Slug Tactics, the animations look great. It's apparently being handled somewhat by Dotemu, who's been responsible for some of the really good, like, 2D, retro game things as of late. For example, Wonder Boy, the good one, not the 3D one, which is fine. As we discovered on Giving Games a Chance, Bob enjoyed Asha in Monster World. But yeah, no, they've been handling some of that stuff. The animations in this trailer look really good. I'm going to give it a try before I worry about the roguelite stuff, because that could be fine. There's nothing inherent about a strategy game that couldn't be, somewhat procedurally generated. It just depends on how it works,
Yeah, for sure. That can go really wrong. Or it be fine.
Yeah, or it could be just fine. For anyone who's worried how slowly we're going through these, page 7 has like 4 things worth mentioning. I bet you 6 through 4 probably don't. Next game I want to talk about, Death Stranding Director's Cut.
Funny
Yes.
trailer. Hilarious trailer.
Pretty good trailer. I really appreciate that they're just like, here's Norman Reedus Bridges looking at what is straight up some Metal Gear Solid 1 style environment and gameplay, but he can't use the box. He can't go back to doing that. And it's like, oh, that's really good.
He can't figure out how the box works.
And watch nothing of any of that be in the director's cut.
Probably not, yeah. Kojima sometimes will make a whole cutscene that's clearly for a trailer, and then it'll be in the game, and it's weird. Like, Metal Gear Solid 4 definitely has 1 to 2 of those.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'll be disappointed if there isn't something with environments like that and enemy structures like that.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I'm just excited for it to finally hit PS5.
I think 30 more
get
minutes on that ending could really increase the quality of the game overall.
Yeah.
It's a director's cut. He could slim down that ending, have it not
He
repeat
could
content. He could cut.
I don't know.
Bob,
That sounds like coward shit.
Bob, I'm putting this out there.
Yeah.
I don't know of a single director's cut that was shorter than the normal cut.
Oh no, I'm saying he had massive amounts in other parts to fill it out and make it way longer. But I'm saying you could make that ending smoother and still achieve the same things and better.
Well, yeah, because it achieved the same things about 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
no,
what if you
that's-
saw another perspective of things that happened?
What if you played as the sand on the beach?
There'll be an additional hour solely of Troy Baker flouncing around and hamming it up for the camera.
All of it ad-libbed.
A
great.
middle chapter where you find out what he was doing during all of the major events of the game.
God.
We gotta go. We gotta move on.
Yeah, we do.
Did anyone want to talk about Salt and Sacrifice?
Sure.
I couldn't play the first one because my eyes hurt. This seems to have fixed that problem, so maybe I'll play it.
Yeah, I played through all of the original, and aside from the ugly ass art on it, I generally enjoyed my time with it. Even just looking at that trailer, I could see that it is a big leap from the previous one.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I'm keen on checking this out and seeing if it's better. That first one had narwhals and their horns would kill you in one hit, and it was a funny meme.
I'm fucking losing it because as soon as I said Salt and Sacrifice, PRC6 in chat goes shit and piss, and Daisy 10 then goes salt and snacrifice.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. But yeah, it's pretty obvious even from the trailer. This is a huge glow up from the last game.
Yeah, I still think the art's pretty bad looking, but
oh yeah,
but
you can't fix that. That's a style, and it's a style I do not like.
Yeah, it's kind of like that Star Fox fan animation.
There's a lot more charm to that.
Oh, yeah, of course there is. That thing's immaculate. They should be using that to teach kids how to make movies.
Jesus.
First off, class, everyone needs to sound like this. No,
Wes
I'm
Anderson.
Star-Wolf, and I sound like this.
Anyway. But yeah, that looked interesting. We're going to move on.
All right.
2 Point Campus. We saw this a few times. As Casey said, it was in the running. It was in the running for the Metal Hellsinger Award.
Yeah, we saw this too many times, for sure.
We did.
We saw it 3 times. Luckily, each time we saw it, it had a slightly different trailer, which means it's better than that Jurassic World 2 game.
Holy fuck shit.
Also, it's a game that I'm intrinsically interested in.
Yeah, this might be fun.
I like that it had a wizard frat.
Yes. For people who are not aware, 2 Point Hospital, it's the same devs. So much like that was Theme Hospital, this is now Theme School, basically. It is a school simulator. So it looks really cool. This is actually much more my thing than Theme Hospital was anyway. So I'm very excited for this. Oh my god, I forgot in the haze of E3 that Rocket League got a Fast and the Furious DLC.
I think we got some weird DLCs like that, and then Smite is getting a Stranger Things crossover.
Yes!
That's the most stroke-inducing one of these I can think of.
Smite's insane. They don't give a shit. Their big thing previously is just plays these Last Airbender characters. We just got the actors back, and I'm like, I thought this game was about ancient gods before. Okay, do whatever you want. You become
just do whatever.
It's about
Just do whatever.
transmedia.
Yeah,
That's what it's about.
Because
Yeah.
at least with the Avatar stuff, I was like, well, they're magical. I get that. Smite, Stranger Things,
They're
literally
magical.
just it's an alien.
Yeah, you can play as I guess the older guy character who just has a gun.
Oh my god.
Gun. Yeah, let's see. Oh man, we got a new Vampire the Masquerade game.
We did.
How?
Wait, no, this is the one where it was the one we saw before, the multiplayer thing, wasn't
Okay,
it?
so later's the other one.
Yes.
So there were
the
3 total.
other one.
Jesus.
Also, I'll just say it now. They're making a new painkiller. We know nothing about it other than that it exists.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I have nothing to say about Vampire the Masquerade other than they showed us 2.
This is the multiplayer
"Oh!"
one no one wants, because that's how this always works with RPGs, to have a multiplayer spin-off that comes out before the RPG.
Yeah.
God.
And the mainline entry is just up in the
case
air.
The mainline one might not come out, so it's a lot like Nosgoth.
Yes.
Like what you want a game with a story? No, here's our weird multiplayer thing.
Oh.
It's the last thing I want right now.
The dev will now say they're an enormous fan of the franchise and say something that it's not part of the franchise at all.
Yes.
Oh no.
That happened with Nosgoth, where the head
Yes.
developer was like, people are really hostile with this. I'm a huge fan of Legacy of Kain. I play custom maps all the time. And everybody's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh my god.
I know everything about the Sega PlayStation.
Oh yeah, I play custom Quake maps with. They said Legacy of Kain in the title. I thought that was it.
No, dude, it's GameCube and PlayStation 2. I couldn't afford those. Sorry,
Jesus.
my brain went all the way back to
Yeah.
okay. Malibu's Most Wanted.
Hell yeah.
Oh man, we got the Overwatch 2 hype announcement that was 2 new costumes that were unrecognizably different.
This image,
Yeah, I know, 2 butt cracks.
this image they use on the 2021 E3recap.com site is unbelievably good for this.
Yep.
Dude pointing. I'm like, yeah,
That looks like him in the same outfit he was before.
nope, mildly different.
Mildly different, I
This
guess.
one's more original, I guess. I don't fucking know. But yeah, we also got a Tales of Arise shown off.
Finally, I'm very excited for that.
Yes, that looked fucking good.
Yeah, it did. Very, very hype that Namco's figured out how to use Unreal Engine.
Yeah, no, this is
September 10th
They put
is when that's coming out.
put the coals under Square Enix.
God.
They seem to have mostly gotten their shit together. It's just like, okay, we're making Forspoken Vowed with
yeah,
Luminous.
and I'm gonna say Nihon Falcom's the one you should.
I mean, they're definitely the biggest.
They're going to
but
switch the moment one guy dies of old age.
Yes, but I mean, Trius is, I'm pretty sure, is part of Square Enix.
Oh yeah, Trice. I forgot about it.
Mm-hmm.
Are they?
Yeah, that's good.
Or at least
Yeah,
they normally publish
Yeah.
for them, so I don't
Okay.
know.
Star Ocean is a Square Enix franchise.
Yep.
That's true. God, why are they making another new engine?
They're crazy.
Don't worry about it. You keep
Okay.
it out of your mind.
Okay. Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance was shown off. Apparently going to be Xbox Game Pass.
Whoa.
Well,
That makes me
They
worry
should
about
have
the
said
game
that
more.
every time.
Yeah,
I was honestly going to
Yeah.
buy this game, but there's so many good games coming out that it makes it really hard. Maybe we can get one of those game demos provided by.
yeah, maybe we could
Publisher.
do a game code provided by whoever owns this. That should be the new
Thank
button.
you. Thank you, whoever owns this.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Continuing the tangent of weird DLC. Fall Guys got near.
yeah. They got two
God,
Bean
yeah, it
now.
did.
How does that happen?
I don't know. Look, how it happens is that guy, that producer,
Yoko Taro.
Yoko Taro, will literally take money from anything. He said that.
Yes.
He will take any
Yeah,
deal.
Imran Khan interviewed him about, hey, you got the Nier music and Soul Calibur and all this stuff. Why? We will do anything for money.
Anything.
Anything.
His Final
Even
Samurai Showdown character.
Even hell.
The final.
Also, the final Smash character.
Yes.
Oh, man, that would be good.
that would be really
Man,
good.
2B's shown up in more fighting games than most fighting games characters.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Don't forget about the other crazy DLC we found out about.
Oh.
Paladin's crossover with Genlock.
Oh my God.
Genlock, which upon further research, chat was telling me straight up has been silently canceled
Oh.
Yeah.
No way.
Oh.
because of controversy with people on Rooster Teeth staff that are not there anymore.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it was the baby of people who got ejected into space.
Man,
Yeah, and they actually had people on there of relevance like Michael B. Jordan and David Tennant on that.
Jesus fucking Christ. YouTube shit is so cursed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
They showed a little bit of Genshin Impact at this conference. Can't remember which one we're in. To tempt Bob.
This has all just been Jeff Keighley's show so far.
So we're still
Yeah.
in Summer Games Fest.
but
Gotcha.
yeah, no, nothing new from Genshin. That was literally parts of an old trailer
Uh-huh.
they put out.
Yeah, they just went, hey, remember this?
Remember-
You should go roll.
Give us $150.
Oh,
Give us
I
$160.
don't even care that much about this character that's out now. I guess I'll roll anyway.
Okay, here we go. I'm just going to pull out my wallet. No, Grandpa, stop giving the game $150.
Well, it feels better when I use it straight from the money, like the cash. I don't see the other number go down.
Oh my God. I can't lose the
Holy-
fake currency. I gotta use real money.
What's happening?
I gotta get my wife, boo. Moving on.
Give me the waifu faucet.
The hugest announcement, possibly the first 3 days of E3, including Day Zero Summer Games Fest. Back for Blood is on Game Pass.
Whoa.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, Elden Ring. Right.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
what I,
yeah.
That's what I actually meant to say.
Oh yeah, that was cool. They showed a lot to the point where I'm like, is this out this year? Like Jesus.
Almost.
Yeah.
It's shipping January next year, so damn close.
It looks sick as shit.
Yeah, you know what? As the person who's possibly the least a fan of Souls on the channel, obviously, that looked really good.
Yeah.
They give a horse a super jump, and it's a ghost horse.
Your character might be able to jump. I'm not sure. Unconfirmed.
Maybe Sekiro man can jump.
Yeah, Sekiro man could jump.
There's
They released more info afterwards of like how it's a bigger open world where you get to choose which direction, like which dungeon you want to tackle in which order.
That absolutely feels like taking some of that Sekiro stuff and pushing it further, because like the early thing in that is you fight your Virgil in that, or if you're bad like me, I jumped away from that area and went, there are 3 other paths with stuff. So I could definitely see them really pushing that type of thing of maybe this is too hard, go somewhere else. Fight something else, find some other cool area.
I do wonder how big the open world is and how it feels to go through it.
Yeah.
I think that's a number one point of
Yeah.
interest for me right now.
You have a horse.
Yeah.
I wonder how they're going to make that feel.
Do you think the horse glides?
Yeah, I don't know. It's mysteries.
These are the important questions. Next conference. I'm gonna be honest, they have too many things in this legend. I literally cannot tell which one of these this was. I think it's the Indie Showcase. I'm talking about Axiom Verge 2.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, I don't feel like that must have popped up like in the Guerrilla Collective. That's it. The Guerrilla Collective Day 2. That's what I'd be what it is.
Okay.
Yeah. We got this.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
No, that color isn't right for it to be that. Oh, well. We're
I
just...
believe it also appeared at like the PC game show.
Yeah, it showed up.
Yeah,
showed up
that
PC
wasn't games.
That wasn't for a day later, though. This is the first day still.
These pages are
whenever
seamless.
a game comes up, my brain just goes, are we just going to talk about every time it appeared?
No.
Oh,
I'm just
Oh,
gonna
God.
go through these games and talk about the only ones we care about, and then, you know, if people want our individual reviews, I don't know, maybe they could check out those live streams. Anyways, Axiom Verge 2, it looks like Axiom Verge 1 as it appeared on the screen. Eric goes, "Am I the only person who liked that game?" And I just sort of looked at him and I was like,
I mean, it reviewed well and stuff. I think it's released among us. Like, did you two even play it, KZ and Feel?
I tried. I'm like, this is fucking boring.
Yeah, that's...
I had no real interest in something that's shooting more for Metroid,
But-
unless it's Metroid.
By the time it had come out, there had been like I had played like enough indie Metroidvanias where I'm like, this really doesn't have a whole lot going for it other than just being Metroid, which was always my least favorite of that type of game.
yeah, for me, I'm just not interested in something that's literally trying to be exactly Metroid. Like, it doesn't feel different enough to do it for me. Its abilities do track way too well with Metroid.
It also has a
Yeah.
tone super similar to Metroid. Like,
If you cross Metroid with Nerd Core,
yes.
Yeah,
And I feel
I'm
like the
just-
movement
I'm-
option's even worse.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm more into the Egavania stuff of getting new gear and having RPG elements to it than standard Metroid. Like, I can get into a Metroid. I like Zero Mission a decent bit, but like, I have no interest when someone's like, it's an indie Metroid. I'm like, I'm good. I'm good. That's probably going to be less polished than a Metroid.
Now, this is fucked up. The site actually says that Kena, Bridge of Spirits, showed up somewhere.
I heard about that, but I never went back and watched it.
Yeah.
There's too many things.
Yeah, we've
It was
been
hiding.
we've been nonstop in the E3 chamber the whole time. The second this stream / recording ends, I'm gonna have to upload this audio and then immediately get to work on other stuff. This is pretty nonstop this week. Going past that, because none of us saw it, does any of us know shit about Doki Doki Literature Club Plus?
It's
that
a port
it's that
of a game people like. It might have new things to justify them calling it Plus.
Yeah,
I know nothing beyond this.
Okay.
It's one of those games that does weird shit. I don't know if the weird shit works on a console or not. Yeah, it's cool. It's getting around.
Okay.
Feels like it's way too late for this to come out. That thing was big like a couple of years ago, though. I don't know.
Years ago.
Yeah, it's somewhere between 3 and 4 years.
Yeah, I can't speak to that. I still see the waifus around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm friends with Vox. For anyone who doesn't know, Vox really likes one of the ladies from that. Anyways, moving on.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No shit. My brain just started worrying like, oh, yeah, no shit.
Yeah, like, wait, let me think. Yeah, no shit. Okay, yeah, that's...
Let me say, checks out? Yeah, all right, good. Let's go.
Skipping a ton of this because we're already hitting Skatebird 2-Point Campus again.
Yeah, Skateboard is another one we saw a lot.
Yeah, Skatebird.
And after knowing how that game plays, because they released a demo one of those times, like, yeah, I never want to see you again.
Maybe they fixed it?
No. It was too deeply bad.
Okay, sorry. I look forward to it coming out and me giving it a chance.
Yes, go for it, man.
I'm just going to let them get it as final as possible before I touch it. They have a Streets of Rage 4 Mr. X Nightmare DLC. I believe that was already announced before E3. Or maybe it wasn't. I thought it was. We're going to keep moving, though. Man, yeah. So about pages 6 through 4 really have very little to talk about. Oh, no. Is this the wholesome direct we're in now?
Probably. You'll probably see it from a mile away.
It's the top of page 5, if anyone's wondering where I am.
Top
that's
of page 5.
Yeah,
are you seeing any pastels?
No shit. Well, see, the thing is, before you roll over, it shades them all the same color. So even with that, I look at it and they all look thematically the same. Like they look really, really similar. And I'm like, this has to be Wholesome Direct. Let's check.
If you're at top of page 5, I immediately see the fucking hot pot. So
let me see. Oh, the hot pot's not there on mine. Not that I'm seeing. Maybe they added things and it shifted it around. I'm seeing cats. Anyways, moving on.
Oh, they absolutely did. They absolutely added more things.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I went to page 4.
Oh, it's a couple rows down now.
I went to page 4, and now it's at the bottom of page 4 for me. I bet if I refresh the whole site, it'll update.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Anyways, instead of talking about anything specific from the Wholesome Direct, which I'll talk about like one specific game, let's just... Guys, this conference will go down in history. At very least within our friends group and our website and our YouTube channel and all that shit. Because we felt like we saw 19 trailers for the same game. Every game seemed like it was generated from a list of 5 different tags. It really... It was like, okay, I get it. And I gave it a pass, and I gave it a pass. It's somewhere around 15 of them in. I'm like, what's going on?
They like really, and let me be clear that like I'm sure most of these games will be fine and have an audience. I just think it's insane. It's like, okay, which furry game, which farming game, furry farming game, which furry farming game.
See, I thought he was
Which
saying
furry farming game where you serve coffee, furry game where you serve coffee. I'm like, come on.
They're all sad.
Yeah.
And at the end we're gonna put a sizzle reel of games that aren't that. And I'm like, you could have mixed these in.
Yeah, the sizzle reel had some very diverse and interesting things, and I think it's really sad that didn't show up. But they had a cat cafe thing in the sizzle reel.
Anytime you try and get this many games in this short of time, it just makes everything become bleed together.
Yeah.
So then when the games are also on top of that similar genre in style wise, it makes it just impossible.
Yeah, because
there was like like 5 games where it's like we're rendering in a lower resolution, so we look vaguely low, like we look like a PS1 game sort of.
Yeah, all of those
here's
also
a bunch
had
of
pastel colors, so it was like the
here's a
pastel
bunch of
480p
pastel-y-
hour.
here's a bunch of pastel-y sprite work.
Yeah, it was
Like,
it was really rough. They should
I would
not
just
show.
hire
this-
an editor.
This
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 this list of games we're looking at is really weird because it kind of just skips by Ubisoft.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, because all of this was after Ubisoft event.
I think it's slightly out of order.
Yeah, it's kind of
this
a mess.
yeah.
Oh well,
That's weird.
it's-
Earlier when I was checking, it was all up to date. That's odd.
At very least, it seems to have every game.
Okay.
Seems to. They had 2 Hot Pot games there. One of them looked really good, and it showed its trailer first. The other one did not look quite as good. And then showed second.
But it
I
was-
was like, if I was that guy, I'd be pissed.
Yeah, because
It's
first Hot
like,
Pot
oh no, it's like Cyberpunk Taxi all over again. How did we get 2 of this hyper specific concept?
Yeah.
Yeah, who would think Hot Pot is a video game would need 2 games? Like, how do
Whatever
you
it made
even
us get a hot
come-
pot.
Yeah.
How do you come to this conclusion?
It broke me down as a human when I realized it had been over 18 months since I'd eaten a Hot Pot because the local restaurant kept failing health inspections.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Sure, Florida.
It is very Florida. But anyway, yeah. Elsewise, I don't really have much to say about that conference. They put the Cat Cafe thing in the montage reel, so I don't even have the name in front of me. I'll get that later when it shows up at something else. But that's it. I just wanted to talk about those Hot Pot games. That there were Hot Pot games. One of them looked good, and the other one looked much lower rent.
I after these indie shows, I try and grab straws and wish list whatever I can remember on Steam, so I can at least look at it and see if it fired neurons. Let me open up my wish list to see if anything's
Yeah.
stuck.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Maybe there's hope.
We'll move on to Ubisoft now.
Sure.
And that was Ubisoft.
Hey.
Okay, fine. We'll talk about
Hey.
it. Far Cry 6 had a CG cinematic trailer. Mario and Rabbids
Yes.
was revealed. Sparks of Hope, the sequel with the horrible fusion of the stars from
The Luma and the
the fucking Luma
Very,
from
very
Mario
inspired
Galaxy and the
choice.
Rabbids, and I was like, just don't fuse those 2 things, and I'm fine. And then they did it, and I was like, no.
They did.
and then it has that character with really bad hair that is like rabid JRPG alternative alt girl.
Yes, she looks like
I-
a Sonic villain, a Sonic OC turned into a Rabbid.
I like the sword having bunny ears though. That's a nice touch.
That's kind of
Yeah.
funny. Yeah, the first Rabbids game looked pretty good. My only problem with it, and this is, I broken record, it was blurry, and I was like, I don't really want to play this beautiful looking game at like 720p, 900p at most. It'd be nice if there was a way to even just lock 1080. So I'm sure the second one will be fine. It's seemingly changing up the entire combat system.
They're adding a lot to that because before it was, very, very basic XCOM
Mm-hmm.
style
Yeah.
gameplay. I played about 14 hours of that. I think I got every single party member because they give you like the Rabid version of the main cast and the main cast, and it was really good. I enjoyed myself quite a bit. Music was also nice. They're adding a lot of stuff here, like different team attacks. There's different elemental Rabid Lumas that do summon stuff. Like there's a fire one that just does like meteors and other stuff.
I have to
I'm like-
ask,
Mm-hmm.
Real keen on it. What?
does the first one have a story? Like, is there written
Yeah.
dialogue and stuff?
I
Yeah.
don't remember there being like a lot of written dialogue. There's a lot of there are a good few scenes that are pantomime stuff. in
Yeah.
it.
Okay,
That
so
sort
they
of
do
thing.
like Lego game sort of stuff.
It's like a mix.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There's.
But there's a lot of scenes of just like comedy related stuff where
Yeah.
it's rabbits making like noises and then fucking
I mean,
with the one rabbit that has the fucking Donkey Kong tie.
also, there's a lot of exposition given to you by your Roomba.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. Your Roomba has like dialogue text, and you still use that to like run around the overworld and get optional things, stuff like that.
Only other thing I wanted to talk about. Okay, 2 other things. One of them because it's important to talk about, I feel, and the other one because it might be good. Let's talk about might be good. Riders Republic, they showed off more of that. That is clearly a
Yeah.
game that might ship sometime soon, unlike last time they showed it.
Yeah.
Um,
God.
it looks pretty interesting. It's got wingsuits, which some might consider gliding. It's got bicycling.
We did in fact count that.
Yes. It was. I'm way more confident in this than I ever was in Steep. I think this could be a really enjoyable game. I'm looking
This
forward to
looks
it coming out
fleshed
and finding out.
at all.
Yeah.
Ubisoft just needs to be like, okay, this is the first game our latency experts we hired worked on.
Yeah. One's to
That'd be
hope.
swell.
Right.
That would be great.
They really need that. Their games feel so bad, especially Steep.
Mm-hmm.
That might
Oh,
be one of
God.
the worst. No, that's not the worst one. That's Breakpoint.
I'm just remembering what you do between the snowboarding and Steep, and it's like climb the mountain with our awful on foot controls. I'm like, oh man, that was bad. Why'd they do that?
I'd rather close the game and delete it instead.
Yes, I think that was my conclusion as well.
We're not always on the same wavelength, but for that one, yes, 100%.
Yeah. No, that was rough. I think I never installed it because I saw it on Bob's. I was like, oh, geez. I'm usually all for
Like,
giving games
they
a
gave me a
chance.
code. I'll at least give it a shot.
Yeah, no, I would have loved to too. But after seeing what I saw on Bob's, I'm like, no, there's no way. I'm sorry. It's just not. Man, I'm trying to find that picture of the Ghost Recon kid.
No, don't do
It's a good
that.
picture. It's a good picture.
It is a good picture. It's a very powerful
No.
picture. But we're gonna move on to the noteworthy thing: Rainbow Six Extraction, where they made
Yeah.
a co-op versus AI Rainbow Six game against like alien creatures that has like a horror aesthetic.
Yeah, kind of the Left 4 Dead feel.
Yeah, I think that's really cool.
Of all the Left 4 Dead games, this is honestly might be one of the best looking ones. This could well end up being the best Left 4 Dead game to come out this year.
I
which
think
there are
so.
three, I think.
Which there are three. For some fucking reason, no one made one, and
That's
then
kind of
three of them
crazy.
appeared. Yeah, it
Three?
is. Yeah, there's this. There's Back for Blood, and there's one fucking more. And I can't-
That's the one we saw in the Xbox show where they were quippy and it was terrible looking.
Oh yeah.
Redfall. I'm not sure if that's how that's going
the
to
arcane
be.
game that was CG only.
Yeah.
No,
No,
not that. Not that.
that one.
There was
Oh.
a almost indie looking one that showed up in their Game Pass montage.
Yes, and where they were just like, "This is on Game Pass," and everyone's like, "We know," and I crumpled.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't even
Evil Dead's
remember
a
that.
different
Which
thing. That's like Dead by Daylight type gameplay.
Yeah.
We'll get there when we get to the Xbox thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, this Rainbow
well,
Six thing looks really great. I would love to try this out.
Yeah, I hope they do a beta or something. I really want to give this a shot, especially if they have like all the operators transfer over from Rainbow Six Siege, because that started to getting tons of character customization.
Well,
with that.
I really hope
Yeah.
they do that too, Bob, because they made me watch a trailer for one of them.
yeah, I know, right? It's like here's this giant cartoon we made of this character being stuck in the woods. It's like, who cares? Please,
So-
I like-
someone.
you're so much worse than an Overwatch character. I can't possibly care.
The enemies gave me the in Extraction, I think it's called.
Mhm.
Gave me the vibe of like the molded in RE7 and 8.
They had to change the name because it was originally Rainbow Six Global Pandemic. Stay home.
Rainbow Six We Will Not Vaccinate was the original title, and for some reason that was a normal thing to title it in 2018. However, things have changed.
Hard cops.
It's extremely fucking weird how the very original title when the game was conceived was Rainbow Six Masks Don't Work.
Yeah, I was gonna say Rainbow Six Freedoms. Jesus.
Oh boy.
Rainbow Six 5G caused COVID.
Boy, what's a COVID? We don't even know in 2018.
These are just, it's actually initialism. See, it's this really big sentence that's about technology. I think it'll be really cool. Lots of people it'll just roll off their tongue saying COVID over and over.
It's really great that we're doing this live so people can experience this awful bit now instead of later.
Yes.
How generous of us. Make sure if you're experiencing this bit now instead of later to just Go open Big Think Dimension in a tab on your computer, mute it, and let it play the whole way through. We need this. The algorithm.
Download the episode anyway.
Yeah, fucking. We need this. The algorithm is cruel.
Yeah,
please,
go
for the love
to
of
the
God.
Apple store close to your house and just sub to us on every single thing in the store.
Yes.
We're
Now that's
very
a real.
popular on the newest phones available.
Very strange. It turns out 10% of listeners are using iPhone 12s.
Why wouldn't they be?
Why wouldn't they be? They have great taste.
Mm.
They announced an Avatar game with a giant CG trailer. That was the closer for the Ubisoft.
Yeah, this is Avatar, not The Last End of Airbender.
Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora.
God.
Coming out next year alongside that new film.
I really hope this is good. I want to see what it looks like because this is a neat universe to explore in like a big open world Ubisoft game. It's more unique than most of their worlds, and I wonder if we get to
Yeah.
play as both the humans and the whatever they're called, blue people. That movie came out 12 years
Na'vi?
ago.
Yeah,
the
the
Navi,
Navi.
yeah.
Okay. I dug for that.
Yeah.
I was like, Avi? No, that's Mighty Number 9.
Yeah.
Yes,
Could you-
Avatar, the known retro film.
Could you imagine if anyone in
Shut the
Avatar
fuck
sounded
up,
like that?
Bob.
That would be insane. You get to the-
I hope the game is just unhinged and just like, no, you can side with the humans who just all look like redneck Floridians. You can be on their side. You can
That-
have a big knife in your mech.
Yeah, that would be really funny. Watch, it's going to be some horrible live service game where you get to choose, and it's like warring factions between the two groups of players.
You okay?
So next we got Devolver Digital. You guys have any specific games you want to talk about from Devolver Digital, or are we going to talk about the story?
Yeah, I think-
What was it that vampire kissed my wife or something? That game.
I'm trying to
Shadow
remember.
Warrior 3 looks neat. We got Wizard with a Gun, which is just a funny name. They didn't show a whole lot of the game.
we saw a decent amount. I kind of got the idea how it plays, like a top-down twin
Yeah.
stick shooter with a gun, but you're a wizard.
And then that's the only 2 games that I really stuck out to me.
There
I
was
thi-
that
That
horror
physical
game.
only thing I mentioned.
Yes, that the physical only game looked kind of neat. It was a shmup, Demon Throttle.
Yes, there we go.
Yeah, Demon Throttle looked pretty neat. I think that game's $30 though.
Mm-hmm.
It's a slightly big ask.
Yeah, but I thought it was neat.
Yeah, it looks
like
really
the general
cool.
style they were going for.
Inscription.
I also love compressed voice acting more than anything in the world.
Yes.
Up there with FMV cutscenes.
So what was the deal with Inscription, Bob?
It's like a card game, but also a weird horror like D game
yes,
with
where
PS1
you-
graphics.
Yeah, that was incredible. That was the only low resolution retro styled 3D graphics thing that looked good. Like visually looked good.
Yeah, all these three.
Yeah, all of E3. That was stunning. I actually really, really am interested in Inscription. By the way, it's spelt with a Y instead of an I in the middle.
Yeah.
Cool.
There you go. Also, real quick, the Shadow Warrior 3 thing, where there's environmental hazards just tearing everything up. And it was after watching him shoot to activate these different, like, thrashers in the environment to just completely wreck his enemies. And he did a glory kill. I'm like, this is literally low-rent Doom Eternal. Holy shit.
It is.
Yeah, he does the half speed glory kill.
Half?
Quarter speed.
Try an eighth speed. It was like 15 seconds.
You're being very kind.
Yes.
It was insane. We're like, they did postmortems where they explained why you don't do this, right?
It was called 7th Gen. We don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Don't make anything too close to 7th Gen.
Jesus Christ.
What are you talking about? I've heard so many people say that Final Fantasy demo is the 7th gen game.
God, that's insane.
That's unfortunate.
Well, it's not at 544p and 25 frames a second, so no.
And it doesn't have seconds of input lag.
Yeah, in fact, it's insanely responsive.
7th Gen known for its good feeling action games. It's just me as Jack Nicholson looking around. Oh, that was the Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, I was like John Travolta.
John
man.
Travolta. Jesus.
I thought you were just gonna do the anger management like slow nod thing, and then you said looking around, and I'm like, whoa, whiplash.
Yes.
Now I'm imagining John Travolta's face on Jack Nicholson nodding.
Yeah, it's messed up.
John Travolta ordered the code red.
But yeah, the Devolver Digital Conference this year wasn't as good as past years, but it's still really enjoyable.
Yeah, they're still insane.
They're still insane, and I will always support them. They sold a non-fuck-withable tape,
Yes.
an NFT.
God.
I forget how much that sold for. I think it was $1,500 or some shit.
Whew. I saw it was 1,000, but yeah, I would believe.
It was up
More.
there in the quad digits for sure.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. Non-fuck-withable take. Jesus Christ. Anyway, moving on. We're gonna move on next to the Gearbox conference.
Oh yeah, the CEO was new for that, right? Like that was a new actress.
Yes, they got a
Okay,
completely new actress. Man, the lore of that was all some deepfake made by a guy to pitch some shit to the company, and they're all like, "That's insane." And then the person who's been the face of the Devolver Digital Conference for years is like, "Was that me in that?" She's like, "Yeah, you signed your likeness over when you joined the company for people to do stupid bullshit and deep learning." I'm like, this is so good. Oh, man. Gearbox, they announced a PS4 version of Godfall.
Thank God. You know, I want more Godfall.
2 different updates. I can't remember the names anymore. They said it was free, though. So that's cool, right?
Sure.
Guys?
Sure.
Hello?
Wait, didn't they say one of them was paid for?
They announced one update. They said that one was free.
The Fire Country one
Fire in Darkness.
is paid content. The light content one, based on the light element, is the free content.
Yes, the Lightbringers endgame mode
Oh my God.
is the free
I
content.
didn't want to say Lightbringer because I think that's the Final Fantasy.
It absolutely is. And they announced, guys, that the beta for matchmaking will arrive soon.
That's
The
insane.
beta for matchmaking
7
on a game
months
that's been out
after
for
launch.
7 months.
That's crazy.
Fucking nuts.
That's the whole game.
That's fucking nuts. That's fucking nuts. Anyway,
Can't
We
wait for
moved
you
on.
to play it and for me to look at it.
Upload VR, I think is what came next.
yeah, you'll get to see it in person, KZ. That'll look so much
I know.
better
I'll
than that
leave
tiny
my room,
box.
go into the living room, and I'm like, "Oh man, you're wasting your time." I guess. Well, good for you.
I'm like, they could have fixed it, KZ. It's just like the Master Chief collection. The moment you stop looking at it, everyone will tell you it's fixed now.
And I'm
And then
like, whatever.
there'll
Keep
be a
paying your half
lie.
of the rent. Do whatever you want.
Yes, the next thing was that VR conference, Upload VR.
Yeah.
That was okay.
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah.
It was
It
good.
was
There-
fine.
it
I don't own a
was,
VR device.
It was pleasant after the Wholesome Direct. Because
Yeah.
weirdly enough, it's VR. So every game there's forced to be the same interface method, sort of.
Yeah.
And still, there was so much variety compared to Wholesome.
Yeah. Pistol Whip
Um,
looked cool. Sam and Max was super disappointing. That's about
Yeah,
all
I don't
can
understand why that game even exists. If it's just like, okay, we just slapped the brand onto this escape room game.
Yeah, it's an escape room game. It's kind of disappointing. Also, they showed you various ways to solve things in the escape room, which is questionable.
Yeah.
But yeah, Pistol Whip's
Was-
cool. It's been out for a bit. This is just an update for it.
Okay. It was that was the one that was like the cool bullet time stuff and a bunch of different modes, because that was probably one of the highlights.
Yes, that was the
Yeah,
one
yeah.
with styles, where you could swap out the gameplay
Mhm.
styles made by other people online or whatever in order to change the challenges you'll go through, the weapons you're using, and etc. Seemed really, really cool. They had big head mode. That was funny. But yeah, they announced that update. I also really liked the game In Da Hoop. And I said during us watching it, I'm like, man, VR devs are lucky. Now they can just make, low rent arcade games. And because people
yeah,
are
and I'm
so
like Skee-Ball
desperate.
right now.
Exactly. Why aren't they doing skee ball? That better be the next thing this developer does.
Again, I'm really hyped for VR skee ball, but I need to be able to give into my childhood demons and just throw a skee ball at someone's head.
Yeah, absolutely.
God.
And that's what VR's great for.
You really feel committing violence with comical items. I really don't feel like that's you, Core.
I need a new version of that bar fighting VR game, but it takes place in an arcade.
God, that would be good. Unfortunately, this game is for Oculus Quest.
Aw.
God, I love our chat. Yeah, digital assault charges.
Oh man. They also showed off Puzzle Bobble 3D, which is bust a move for Americans.
That was so good.
It was so good. So I saw pictures of this a while ago, and I was like, I'm not feeling it. Once they showed it in action, showed off that the playfield can rotate in 3D space, I was like, oh, this is good. This actually looks really good. I believe they said that's coming out on PSVR later this year.
That sounds right. I remember being like, I can actually play that. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Yeah, PS4 and PS5 for PSVR. Yeah, I'm really excited in that. Which is crazy because before I watched that trailer, I was just like, oh, fucking, they'll put the brand on anything. Square doesn't care. They just own the Taito shit and they need to do stuff with it. Because keep in mind, the last time they gave a shit about Bubble Bobble, well, there was that one that was insanely expensive.
The 3DS one?
Yeah. No. They did one since then that was weirdly expensive. But the 3DS one was the last one that was remotely sane for them to make. The bust a move on that.
Yeah.
But they did a Bubble Bobble that was a downloadable game. I do not remember the name of it, but it was like $40 or something.
That sounds right.
It was like, wow.
I remember the knockoff Toho one was pretty cool, but $60, so I didn't buy it.
I almost did, though.
Yeah.
I might still. I need to not think about it.
They need to do a sale.
They do. Please, Toho. Oh my god. Okay, most stroke-inducing thing from the whole conference. Sushi Ben VR, where you play as a Goku.
Oh, yeah, that was great.
God, that was weird.
Was great.
Guys, when I say you play as a Goku, I mean it. You are just a Goku. I don't know. That thing's not coming anytime soon. I think it said 2022. But that's about it. That's all I want to talk about from Upload VR. Did anyone else? Oh, wait. Is Traffic Jams the kaiju simulator? Because there was a kaiju simulator. We were like, no, Traffic Jams is the traffic directing one where the trailer was way too long.
Yeah.
It was too long, and I didn't really even get a decent vibe of how you do it. It was just, we're going to be on funny and then show gameplay.
Yeah, I wish they had.
I think it was Blockbuster VR.
Yes, with the space in the middle. Yeah, it's the kaiju simulator. You can just wreck the buildings with your giant Hulk hands that are Godzilla styled. I was saying Toast should play that. I think that would be hilarious. Just shoot her in an absolute wide angle, just showing the whole living room, and just she's the tiniest thing in the room, just moving around slightly, and you get to see the VR feed. I think that would be really good.
There's one more thing we definitely need to talk about from this conference.
It's not Sniper Elite VR, is it?
No.
Well, that's good.
It's Nerf Ultimate Championship.
Okay.
I forgot.
They didn't show anything of gameplay, basically.
Yeah.
Brand.
It's just a CG trailer.
I was
so bad.
I was kind of excited, and then no gameplay.
Yeah, because I think that'd be fun. That could well be a great game, but we have no idea right now. Right now, it's just Nerf.
So then we hit Xbox, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to that. There's a lot of things at Xbox. Almost all of them are Game Pass. There's only a few that aren't. Here are some things powerful enough to not be Game Pass. Because that's easier than telling you the things that are Game Pass. Among Us is not Game Pass.
Whoa.
Diablo 2 Resurrected is not Game Pass.
How the fuck is Among Us not Game Pass?
Far Cry 6 is not Game Pass.
Good luck getting Diablo 2 on Game Pass.
Battlefield 2042 is not Game Pass. That's it. That's all the games that aren't Game Pass in this giant conference from Xbox.
That is insane.
Yeah, they're really leaning in on that Game Pass thing. I'm just going to cover what I give a shit about really fast. Forza Horizon 5 looked pretty good. Taking place in Mexico. Really, really awesome stuff. Has A weird pinata mode, which seems like it could be neat. As KZ pointed out, looked like Tony Hawk goal.
Yes.
Yeah, it looked
Yeah.
like a Tony Hawk goal, and I was just like, this is for the white people.
Don't want them to play the whole game and go, I don't see one pinata, 2 out of 10.
Yeah, it's hard. Why is it even in Mexico at this point?
Yeah, where's the Taco Bell HQ? Like, come on, where's all the things I know?
I need my fire sauce.
Yeah, this environment looks so cool compared to the last one. I think
Yes.
that it was so sad. It was like we had cool, like, it's been this way. Horizon 1, cool location. Horizon 2, bad location. Horizon 3, good location. Horizon 4, bad location. And now we're on good again.
So that's
This motivated me to try some of the previous one, Horizon 4, last night. And I played like an hour of it. It was really enjoyable. And this with a much more interesting setting and upgrades across the board, I imagine. Like, I'm actually excited and anticipating playing it.
yeah. It's gonna be really good. We're gonna have to share that Xbox because I'm smashing mine with a hammer.
Oh, yeah, that is true. I'm like, here it is. Here's the Hulk.
Other things to talk about from this conference, not necessarily that I really enjoyed, but are important. We got Battlefield gameplay at this one. We got the CG thing earlier in the week. I'm not going to talk about that. We said enough. Starfield.
This actually made me less interested in the game.
Oh, not just me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like,
It was not. It was just nothing. And then Todd Howard's like, yeah. There was a ladder in the trailer, but the ladders don't work in the engine. They're hard. Don't worry about it.
they got ladders in Quake. How?
Don't say it like that. It makes it sound like they're incompetent.
You're going to play Starfield and it's going to sound like the Half-Life 1 audio quality. Good morning, Freeman.
God. But yeah, the initial reveal where it was just a satellite gave me a lot more questions and intrigue, and this has shown me, yeah, everything kind of looks like normal modern day space stuff, and there's
Like
a
maybe
robot. That's the only interesting thing I saw.
Yeah.
And they also showed
Maybe
a gun that
little
looks
bit
normal,
80s.
and maybe a little bit of 80s
Yeah.
to it. But yeah, just seeing a regular gun in this too, of like that's not exciting. I don't know. I didn't know what to expect from Starfield, and now I kind of have some inclination that's not interesting.
Yeah, now my head has the most cynical version of this in it, where it's so close to Skyrim that you think it might be a mod. That's what my brain's filling in because I don't have anything to work with. But I'm hopeful that next year I'll get to see some shit for this game and it'll be pretty tight.
Yeah, that's always possible.
Yeah.
It also always feels bad when it's a situation like this where they unannounce platforms.
Yeah, that was definitely the not cool part of this. Maybe I'm having a stroke. Didn't one of the two companies here say they wouldn't do this exact thing last year when they could have been stopped from merging?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they said incredibly vague statements that read like, yeah, we wouldn't do that. But it could be interpreted either way. So here we are doing that.
So here's the thing about capitalism. The part where capitalism gets a point where a company spends billions of dollars to make another company less profitable in order to make that less profit themselves. That's insane.
Only a
Why'd
little
you say
bit.
it like that? That's giving me a headache.
Because that's just how it works, and that's all I could think about after they unannounced PlayStation.
They paid a lot of money for everything to be the same, but slightly worse.
Yep.
They paid a lot of money to own IPs and make sure that this company will make less money.
I need a Valium.
We're gonna move on from Starfield. They announced they showed off a CG trailer promoting a game called Contraband, made in partnership with Avalanche Studios. Don't really have a whole lot to say about that. It just seemed to be one of those snazzy.
Nice that it's a new IP instead of like
It's-
some license thing,
Mhm.
especially
It
after
seems
like
like
the
it's,
Indiana Jones announcement.
Yeah,
Seems like it's a heist game, so that'll probably be cool.
Yeah.
Avalanche tends to make good games.
Yeah, it's one of those trailers exactly like the Indiana Jones one, like Casey was saying, where it's just like it pans over stuff. We don't even get to see characters.
I was expecting it to be a license thing because it had that same feeling to it.
Right. But I'm always excited to see new IPs. I'm tired of these CG trailers from Microsoft specifically, where you don't even know what the game is yet. At least this is a studio we know produces games.
I would say that's pretty justified, seeing as how shortly after this conference we heard, by the way, Everwild's restarting development because we don't know what the game is.
Yeah.
Did you read the update?
Did I read it? No.
There is an update on it
Okay.
in which Everwild was doing those CG. It did 2 CG trailers. Steve Nails is on as the director now because the other guys are gone.
Mhm.
He's like one of the bigger minds behind stuff like the earlier Banjo games. But there was clashes with the development team because the heads of Rare said there cannot be combat in this game at all, and that's part of why it imploded.
Great, that sure fucking makes sense.
There is just a mandate of you cannot have combat in this game. So figure out how to make a game out of that, and that's why it's rebooted.
Hey, here's a good mandate, Rare. Ship games. You shipped one game, Sea of Thieves, and that was
Xbox said we don't have to.
Yeah, that's the craziest thing.
Yeah.
Just, God,
Jesus Christ.
make something.
It feels
make
like
something
it's
with an
almost.
end.
This feels like the next Devolver bit,
Well,
where it's like
I was
we discovered somehow it's more profitable to announce games, never release them, and just keep announcing more games.
Wasn't that in the latest Devolver? Was that not in there? Did they not have a thing about announcing games and then never actually releasing them?
They did have a jab at that. I'm pretty sure for like 2 sentences. It was pretty good. So in this conference with this stink hanging over it of we got nothing new on Fable. Everwild hit that, but they didn't announce that during the conference. All these coins are up in the air. They show Halo, but they basically don't really show the single player, and then they show the multiplayer, which is not what anyone's worried about. The Outer Worlds 2 has a trailer that is a parody of Microsoft. With this is a trailer, it's a CG trailer. We're gonna open on this cool thing or this cool thing. Make sure this character's in silhouette because the artists still aren't sure on the design. And then we pop up with the title, and then it says The Outer Worlds 2. And we're like, literally, if you put this anywhere else, we would have been okay.
It was really funny because I'm like, this music reminds me of this, but I don't know, maybe I'm crazy.
Yeah, dude,
Right.
the design on the planet, I was like, this seems like that, but it's so soon.
Right.
Like they shipped
Yeah,
that last year, right? I'm not insane.
No, it was 2019.
Oh my
I
god.
think it was October of 2019, but I think 2 months ago they released the final DLC for it because they did 2 expansions.
So it
Okay.
was probably in like pre-production, and then now it's in
Mhm.
full production.
I'm just glad they greenlit that shit because man, that was what I wanted. One of those first-person exploration things with stats. I like stats.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they're doing that as well as Avowed or whatever it is that their other game is.
That is the game. You got it.
Okay.
I feel like I'll be a lot less interested in Avowed, even if it materializes. Just
Here's
in general.
my hopes and dreams.
What, Avowed getting rebranded as Skyrim 2?
No, I said hopes and dreams, not fever dreams and fucking night terrors. My hopes and
No,
dreams are Outer World 2 is huge. Everyone loves it. Starfield blows ass.
Mm-hmm.
Avowed
Yes.
is huge. Everyone loves it. Elder Scrolls 6 sucks shit.
So that seems extremely possible. Although I think Elder Scrolls just might be so ridiculous in scale, even if it sucks, it just like powers through.
I mean, it'll help that they'll just play the Skyrim theme.
Yes.
Like
Like
this thing is made of so much meat, it can just absorb all the bullets.
yes.
Yeah. If we live in a world, hypothetically, where all 4 of those games you listed come out.
Yeah.
And everything.
Mhm.
I feel like most people in a hardcore space will pick the Obsidian ones because they're RPGs.
Yeah.
They're not RPG-shaped things advertised. So
Now,
people will tend to get into them.
Now, KZ, Todd Howard said Starfield will be a very hardcore RPG, and I definitely believe him because an ice pick just went through my skull earlier and removed part of my frontal lobe.
Feel I'm gonna believe you until I hear that main character speak, and it's all over.
We're going to
Was that?
Starfield's
my
going to
favorite part of
release.
the Outer Worlds. My favorite part of the Outer Worlds is you don't talk. That character doesn't voice, which means you can actually have dialogue in that I can choose instead of sarcastic, aggressive.
Sarcastic, you say yes. Aggressive, you say yes. Funny, you say yes. Or leave.
Yes, and instead your main character doesn't have a voice, so they can say 15 paragraphs per NPC.
Bob, you want to say something?
By the time Starfield's out, we'll see the full version of Cyberpunk come out, and we'll have to compete with that. Cyberpunk will be a real game.
Are they going to do
That's true.
legit next gen versions by then?
Yeah,
or-
they'll do a legit next version. The game will be updated to the point of, oh yeah, this is kind of what they advertised, and it's an RPG. Then they're
No, I don't believe that. I believe they will both be impressive games that are not RPGs.
I know that's way more likely, but I'm doing the hypothetical.
I got 4 hours in to Cyberpunk and went, oh fuck, this isn't an RPG at all.
God, why,
Those
do,
motherfuckers.
why do they keep doing this?
I don't know.
Thank God that controversy happened so I can
because-
just get my money back.
Because people are afraid that any sort of RPG mechanic will fucking scare normies, so they have to strip it all out of it. It all has to be ripped off.
Even
Yeah.
though
Funny
more
that
and more
they
RPG
changed.
mechanics get snuck into regular games every day.
The most insane one was Fallout 4 because they were like, we thought stats were too complicated. So now you have a board of 85 nodes which give granular percentage increases to things. We think people will understand and internalize that more easily rather than if you put more points in guns, your accuracy with guns goes up.
That's insane, yeah.
We're going to move on.
Mm-hmm.
Eiyuden Chronicles got shown off here, and they announced
Eiyuden Chronicle Rising.
Oh yeah, the other game entirely we'd never heard of.
they're like, by the way, this thing you just heard about next year, that game that it is based on, the year after that. How insane is that?
I don't know, man. That's crazy.
That is a
Zinti
very
Creates making that one.
I like it has a Curse of the Moon energy.
I forgot to check because they emailed me about it when they announced it because I signed up for the Kickstarter.
It didn't look sprite based, so I assumed it wasn't them.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Yeah.
expect them either.
I wouldn't expect them. I don't know who it could be though. Not a clue. We're all gonna fucking lose it if it's like, yeah, it's Vanillaware.
Yeah, no way.
0% chance.
That would be the biggest win ever.
Yes, it would. By the way, that's on Xbox Game Pass.
Whoa.
Also, Microsoft Flight Simulator finally comes to Xbox, but not the one that was out when they said it was coming to Xbox. Thanks, buddy.
God, this is another case of 505 selling out their Kickstarter game to Game Pass.
Yeah. Hey, and maybe it makes money.
Hopefully.
Maybe, hopefully.
Hopefully.
They announced a Grounded Truman Doom update. It's still, the game's still not like
Done.
complete. They just added some things. It seemed like a neat update. That's good. Good for them.
I think it's explicitly like 0.8.
Okay.
Yep, they're still trucking on it.
Yeah,
Which-
that's good.
Fair enough, it's Obsidian. They have 3 games they're working on now.
Yeah, they're doing pretty well. They seem to be doing better than most other people under Microsoft. Hopefully all
actually,
these things
you know,
come out and do fine.
They're like, we've been dead most of the time, so we're feeling pretty good right now.
We're on an IV drip of a saline solution. We're feeling more alive than ever.
Yeah.
2 last things I want to talk about. And of course, if you guys had something else you wanted to talk about with the Microsoft conference, feel free. Age of Empires 4.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was just shown off.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, yo, remember this series? We finally have something to show for it. Here was the part that kind of got us. We were confused if this was like it seemed to me at least that there was some confusion if this was a remaster of an old one or a new one until it popped up at the end.
Yes, that's true. Because they've remastered so many, but they're out. They're out of
They
them.
ran out of them. So it was like, oh, this is Age of Empires 4. Cool. I look forward to
What is the dev? Are they just called the Age of Empires 4 dev?
If you ask Xbox Twitter fans, yes. Because every time they have that banner of Microsoft's glorious studios, their favorite studio is Age of Empires.
I've never played it. I don't know what it is, but I know we have it, so it must be good.
Yeah, that's
that
the
got
energy.
That got a release date, I think, October 28th, according to this website, at least.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, it did.
There it is.
There were some things that surprisingly did like have solid dates.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like they have a slate of things coming out this year. I haven't played much of these, but I played a decent amount of Civ. So I'll give this a try.
Age of Empires 4, by the way, PC exclusive. Thank you.
Yeah, no, they can't get that on console.
They didn't do the exact thing they did to the prior people who made Age of Empires, Bob.
Thank God. I wanna believe this will succeed. They've apparently been doing well with those remasters. I love Age of Empires a lot, and I might just pick this up day one.
Yeah,
I
no,
think we
As long as
already
they put it on
saw the-
Steam.
Uh-oh.
I think we got confirmation they would, like they already gave up.
Good.
That's good. Microsoft needs to stop trying to control where their games are on PC.
Yeah,
because
you can pre-order it on Steam right now, so they've given up. They're like,
that's good.
like you have to use our bad thing if you could play it through Game Pass. That's
But-
the dark price you pay for Game Pass on PC.
But yeah, this is day one on Xbox Game Pass for PC.
So it's not day one anywhere.
Uh-oh.
I was like, who would deal with that? Age of Empires, a lot of the fun stuff you can do is mods that do weird stuff.
Yep.
So, no,
Yep.
never.
Yep. In the last...
It's so insane that Microsoft still doesn't understand how PC gaming works.
Yeah, no, they don't
Yep.
understand a lot of things.
There's
Wonder
no
what-
appeal to that.
Wonder what made Bethesda successful. Guess they should just release on our platform. Anyway, moving on. Redfall was announced. How do you guys...
Allegedly open world vampire fighting game?
Is that what it is?
Co-op.
4-player co-op?
Made by Arcane Austin?
Which one are they?
I
Which
think
I think they're just a shoot off.
another one? Because they already have 2 Arcane studios.
Yeah, this isn't the spin-off Arcane I'm familiar with even.
Is this Prey?
I
maybe,
thought Arcane
no.
someone else made Prey. This is a third Arcane, I swear to God.
Let's
I
see.
assume it can't be the other Arcane because that's the one that did Dishonored 2, right?
Yeah, Dishonored 2 was the first Arcane.
Arcane Austin got set up in 2006.
Okay, so they renamed Arcane to Arcane Austin. Goddamn corporations.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this is the
So, yeah,
original
this looks
Arcane.
like-
This is
this looks like
legit
Prey.
original Arcane. Thank God.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Fucking
And
really.
then the other one's doing Deathloop, and the secret game Deathloop you'll hear about later. A Microsoft exclusive that launches at the same time as Deathloop.
Man, that's surprising because Deathloop looks a lot more like Dishonored.
Yes.
That's
Than you
what
would
kind of tripped
expect.
me up.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, this doesn't look at all like Dishonored. It looks like a CG trailer.
Yeah, it's another CG trailer. Who knows what this game actually is?
But yeah, open world first person shooter co-op, 4 different people with cool abilities, some evil vampire shit, and a giant sky black hole. There's lots of cool shit in this.
Hope it's good.
Hope I can see a game soon.
Yeah.
I would like to see a game. Prey is Arcane Austin. Dishonored and Deathloop are Arcane Leon, says someone in
Okay.
chat. That
Because I thought that Arcane was originally, in somewhere in Europe.
would make a little... Okay, people are... Anyway, we're moving on.
Man, okay, that checks out.
We're moving on.
Mm.
Square Enix. 40 fucking minutes. Actually, I think we counted it as 25 minutes of Marvel's Guardians of the
Are
Galaxy.
we some kind of Guardians of the Galaxy now?
We're some kind of 25 minutes of this motherfucking conference now.
You were saying while we were watching
Every
how it
single
is-
form of trailer.
Yes, every single form
I'm
of trailer.
sorry, Square. I won't complain that you didn't show enough gameplay of your Western games ever again.
Yes, never ever.
Don't show
I
me
Never,
was
this.
really
ever,
scared.
ever.
I was fucking petrified that after this they were going to do what they did do with Avengers. I'm like, here's the voice cast, and we talk about how excited they were to be part of the Marvel universe.
So I'm
I
Troy
guess the names
Baker.
weren't big
I'm
enough this time.
I'm Troy Baker. I'm the model they scanned in for Star-Lord.
Stop saying that. It's probably right.
It's funny as shit is what it is. yeah, no, we got that game looks weirdly good. I like when feel at a certain point turned to, wait a second, is this a Mass Effect knockoff?
Yeah, and then there's like, here's your dialogue options. I'm like, okay, it's a Mass Effect knockoff. That makes sense. That fits Guardians of the Galaxy perfectly.
I mean, it does. It does. But are they going to live up to that DLC in Mass Effect 3? I think not.
That's a really fucking good DLC.
Yeah, it is. It almost tricked me into getting into Mass Effect. I was like, wait, this seems really good. Wait, remember the rest of this, Dan.
It's the most done a Mass Effect thing has ever been.
But yeah, this looked really polished and stuff. It was weird.
Yeah, it also had a lot of really cool things like leveling up and RPG like things. I was like kind of surprised. I didn't expect that from this at all.
Also,
I've been
DMCA
working on
mode.
this for a while.
Yeah, DMC.
Oh
I'm
god.
the tiniest bit worried that enemies are going to be too spongy and it'll upset me if I actually play it. That's the only thing I'm worried about.
That's understandable.
Because that's like a really common mistake that like big action games have, or like shoot the same guy for 3 minutes.
On a related note, Marvel's Avengers, they showed off the updates coming with Dark Panther. Isn't that right, Bob?
Yeah, Dark Panther, a new guy. We can't get a hold of the original license, I guess.
Wakumbu or whatever it's called.
Wakanda?
Yes.
Wakanda. I have not seen the movie. It was important in the movie I did watch, though, so I remembered the name. What was that villain you saw in that feel? You were like, I cannot believe this motherfucker showed up in his sound form.
Yeah, Claw with a K. In the comics, he's literally just a British colonialist who has like a sonic cannon on his arm, and if it's sometimes he turns into like a big sound monster.
Yeah, he's in the movies. He's just Andy Serkis.
Oh.
He's Andy Serkis mugging to the camera constantly. It's very funny.
Is he?
He's a SoundCloud rapper also.
What?
He has one line in Black Panther about how you want to check out his SoundCloud page. He is deranged in that movie.
I apparently didn't see that movie. This is the most exciting thing I've seen about it, other than that. But like, well,
I mean,
it's got some really bad looking CG.
Yeah,
That's
the thing. That movie
it
looks
better, honestly.
That movie looked so much cheaper than the other Marvel films. It was kind of upsetting.
Yeah, I saw the trailers. Like, why does it look like he went to Blade 2 mode?
Very good stylistic choice over there.
Yeah, there is scenes that look identical to fighting in front of the floodlights in Blade 2.
Yeah. That was a shame, but I'm glad some people like it. Maybe I'll check it out sometime. Also in the Square Enix conference, we got Hitman Sniper: The Shadows, which
isn't that a fucking mobile game?
Yeah.
Here's the thing:
Yes.
I'm still not convinced that it's actually officially Hitman related. I think they're gonna be like, "What are you gonna sue us for? The word Hitman?"
And the exact same voice actress for
Yeah.
your handler.
Yeah.
I feel like they just worked something out because it's
Yeah.
like Hitman had these sniper spin-off games before.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's something that's pretty established.
Okay.
Also, I think they publish Hitman stuff in Europe.
Okay.
Like
Cool.
I heard they publish something Hitman related for them after the split.
Great. Near Reincarnation got announced for the United States, and they showed trailer stuff. That was
Yeah, that's
already
cool.
previously implied to be coming over, right?
Yes.
Yes.
But it was cool to just see, hey, here's this. Also, what was it? Weren't they asking people to sign up for a beta or something?
You could pre-register for it to download it when it comes out, and
Order
I think
on-
that got you something.
Put it
your
on your
usual
wish
phone
list.
stuff.
Yeah. Then we had Final Fantasy Brave Exvius stuff twice. I need KZ to talk about this because my brain can't.
Okay, there's two types of Brave Exvius things. There's the standard one. This is the gotcha thing where you get characters that are from the games and you do turn-based combat. And they do this hokey thing where they waste money, where the gotcha things are so good when you do a special attack, they do a visual works CG cutscene of them doing something cool that has no context, and then the screen explodes. I think that's funny. The designs are cool. But then there's the thing they showed, War of the Visions. That's the first time they showed that. That is Brave Exvius' world, but Final Fantasy Tactics. and
That
they're
seems
adding
neat.
stuff to that.
Hmm.
Yeah, that seemed neat. I saw it, people were like, they're making a tactics game, and then it was like, it's mobile, and then they all turned to stone.
Yep.
But yeah, there you go. That's that. The soundtrack in those is pretty good though.
Well, we got
Some
another
bangers in there.
Final Fantasy announcement. It was very hype. Final Fantasy VII, the first soldier showed off.
Ooh.
Hell yeah, I must summon Ifrit. It's gonna break that church.
Very cool mobile battle royale game.
Yep.
Totally won't be dead in under a year.
I'm just gonna go ahead and knock out the Life is Strange stuff. They showed off Life is Strange
Thank
True
you.
Colors, where you have the superpower of empathy.
Empathy, yes.
Yeah.
You're an empath. You use empathy.
Wow.
Okay.
They also has Life is Strange remastered collection. They showed that off. It was
That's a game that is 6 years old.
It looks slightly better now. Still not like modern looking, but you know.
it was very
Yeah,
funny
that-
actually.
Yeah, it includes the first game and Before the Storm, which was made by the developers of 3. Because they switched. Don't Nod doesn't make this anymore.
Oh,
What?
interesting.
Oh no.
Interesting.
Yeah, after 2, Don't Nod stopped doing it because Square owns this IP. So
Yes.
they just got someone else to do it, and Don't Nod's
Oh,
like,
is-
yeah,
is
we'd
that
rather
why-
we mhm.
Is that why Don't Nod's like, we're gonna go make Tell Me Why or whatever the fuck for Microsoft?
Yeah, and they said we're more interested in making new IPs, which just sounds like Square wanted to do more of this and they didn't.
But we would still want to make the exact same game, but it won't be in that universe, so we know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who
That's
really knows what's going on with that, but yeah, this is like a new developer that did Before the Storm.
This
So yeah, that collection is just 2 games.
This is gonna
One of them's a
sound
prequel.
really fucking rude. That explains why, despite me, making jokes and whatnot, True Colors is a billion times more appealing than any of the others.
I didn't want to. I also didn't want to say that. Where some people came at it Before the Storm saying it's better than 1. I'm like, oh, because it's just a prequel with those same characters.
Oh.
oh wow.
Oh.
That's
Yeah, 'cause
that's always
the
the
Storm
hardest
is a
thing to
major
do.
part of the first one. Yeah.
Oh.
Also, Life is Strange 3 is a reminder to people it's not episodic. You like it the whole thing when it's out.
Yes, which helps, I feel, based on what people have told me, that helped it.
I'm
this
glad
is
that
also
trend's
that.
dead.
Yes, because it doesn't work. Game development doesn't work like that. TV barely works like that.
Yeah.
Hitman certainly didn't work out like that.
No.
Most insane one was the second Resident Evil one. I forget what Revelations.
Yeah,
2?
Revelations 2.
Yes.
Where
Reveal
I
shits.
think they were just like, yeah, we just made the game and then chopped it up for this. And I'm like, why? Why?
People
I mean,
talk
if
about it,
you're-
I guess.
if
They'll
you're
keep
going
coming back, right? Right?
If you're going
Right?
to do that structure, that probably is the most logical way to make it, because then you're not like constantly running against new deadlines and maybe putting out patches that break everything.
Yeah.
But it's still terrible to do that structure. And at least they're learning, yeah.
Yeah, let me binge it.
Yeah. Then we got something called Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin. I don't really want to talk about it. Does anyone else?
Me neither.
No, it seems unimportant.
Okay.
Seems like a PS3 game.
Let's talk about this game, Babylon's Fall, which does not look like a
I don't want to
PS3
talk about
game.
this. I really don't.
This is
I
aggressive.
would like to offer a formal apology to my 3 co-hosts and the internet for even putting it in our brains that Platinum might not make us sad at this E3.
Yeah. This
Because they
game
made us sad harder than they ever could.
Last episode, we mentioned that Babylon's Fall was listed on Steam in some way for some sort of beta. It's like, what if it's like Neo? It doesn't necessarily have to be some bad games as a service.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like-
does.
Yeah.
Why can't we be right?
It said, yep, games as a service, multiplayer all the time, maybe. They
Right.
were super vague
Yeah.
on some of these talking points of like, yeah, there might be dungeons that do multiplayer and then the rest single player, or maybe
it's like
not.
asking me about my games as a service on Armchair Devs.
Yeah, it was a lot like that.
Maybe I
Oh my-
had more answers.
Oh my god. Yeah, you have had more answers in the past.
I really
I'm
want this
still-
beta to come out. I want to know what this game is actually like, because they don't know. At least they can't put it in video form if they do know.
Yeah.
And
What
it's
is
worth
it, some like Lovecraftian horror?
it's worth noting we also checked out the developer interview.
Yes.
We did our homework.
Yeah, I wasn't hating on Babylon's Fall any of this time. I was very like I could imagine a world where that comes back and it's very impressive and it looks really great. This literally is nothing like I could have ever imagined. And it's so low rent and it looks so grindy and like not bespoke content. Like the platforming they showed looked terrible.
Yeah, I don't know why they showed that. One part of the dev interview showed him like using his energy back chain to like grab things and move around like that. I was like, this could be neat. I see it for like a half a second.
Let's see. Chad, I need to apologize earlier today. I said we don't time people out for bad taste. Urmeshi Trev said Astral Chain now looks a lot better. We do time out for bad taste. I was wrong. Sometimes you're wrong.
You should have said that shit for at least an hour.
Anyway, yeah, I'm really disappointed. This game, I can easily see a way where this game comes out and gets like a 3 or 4 for me, and that's sad. That's really sad. I haven't felt that
I didn't
negative.
want this to happen.
I didn't feel that negative about like anything Platinum's done since that glut of branded games,
Right.
where it just seemed like they were slowly going downhill. Like it just felt like a downward spiral. Like by the time you hit that TMNT game, you're like,
It was 30 only.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
still blocked to 30 frames per second.
Yeah, it was rough, and I think they improved since then, and this is troubling, and I'm a little worried about it. I hope it's good. I hope. Like, do we have any idea what this is coming out? Didn't they say, hey, you need to sign up for a beta or something?
You could sign up for a beta. I
No,
did that.
There's not even a projected date, and what I was told, like what I heard from people, is that we didn't see it at all since that 2019 thing, because they like they changed their trajectory entirely to this live service thing.
I don't understand why.
Cool.
Did they bring it into that one studio that they established last year?
Maybe.
Yeah, I feel like even that's unclear.
Yeah, because Platinum has
Like,
that second office that's meant specifically for this.
Like I could just see this game never coming out.
I feel like
I
it's
think-
going to come out, but it'll probably not be in a pretty state.
I wanted to be excited for it because despite it disappointing the last time that it was shown and Platinum's output not being my favorite recently, I wanted it to be cool. And I started feeling sick watching this trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, the more we see of it, the worse it looks. So, like, the art style they're going for looks really rough. I don't like the designs they showed either. And then they showed off the music, and I'm like, oh, that's not what I want either.
That is like the death nail in it for me, where it's generic like castle music.
Oh, come on. How do you not know the appeal of your own products this bad?
And the weird thing is, didn't they say that the director on this is the Revengeance guy?
Yeah, the Revengeance director is on this.
That's so weird.
I
That's
don't-
so bizarre.
It's so, yeah, really weird.
Just really, really bizarre. For me, I honestly, I'm not even judging it harshly based on the art style. It just, looking at the platforming they put in, just makes me go, do they know what they're doing? Looking at the combat they put in, and the fact it runs at 30 frames a second makes me go, do they know what they're doing?
That thing better be running at 60 by the time we get a beta. Because the beta is like for PS5 and PC and all these things. Like, no, you can't release something running at 30 looking like
somehow
this.
can't make a game at 60 that works with our netcode because it's from 1994.
Yeah.
We have to fax texture changes.
Yeah, no.
We built all the netcode in Excel.
And for anyone who skipped to this part, we actually did talk about Stranger of Paradise at the beginning. Why would you skip to this part?
Yeah, you got your 25 minutes.
Back for Blood. No thanks.
Yeah. Nah. That was just a
I was excited at
PvP
announcement,
showcase.
Yeah. Just like Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Nothing to say.
Chaos.
This is going to go fast.
Yay.
PC gaming show.
Hey, wait, we forgot one thing from the Square show.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
They're redoing Final Fantasy 1 through 6 on mobile and PC with sprites from the FF Dot pixel art book.
Yes. I really
I'm
enjoyed
excited for that.
some retro streamers that I follow on Twitch and on Twitter. I think it was Dr. Rochi pointed out that Tara Brandford's feet are so huge they're gonna call her Tara Bigfoot.
I don't
Oh,
know.
no.
I can be down with Tara with gigantic feet. It's very funny.
I was like, they need to make it make horse sounds when she walks.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is cool. I'm glad they're doing
Yeah.
it. Nobody liked the last versions.
I hope that,
Go
knowing
I
that.
implore people to look those up. Look up Final Fantasy VI Mobile right now. Just look at those sprites.
Yeah, it's
Go,
not great.
Wow.
It's kind of the worst
Wow.
ever.
I hope that with all the backlash from the last versions, they include a way to switch it to just, I want the OG sprites. I don't want these new sprites. Because
No.
we've already seen people upset. They don't want those new sprites.
Yeah, I've already seen some people upset, but there's a 0% chance they're doing that.
Yeah, 'cause it's even the same person doing them that did the originals.
God.
They're just redrawing them based on that book. And it's stuff like the colors and the shading isn't, they're just using the full color spectrum and more limits that we have now. So they end up looking a little different. I'm okay with these. These don't make me upset. I just want something acceptable looking.
I mean, I'm okay with them, but the point of releasing these old games is kind of like historical value of those games. I think there's something to be said for the
Yeah.
original pixel art, in that's really weird to just rip out. I don't understand. Like,
I mean, that's how I feel too. Like, I feel like that's the point. The point is to play the original game, but to them, they see it as adding value, I guess.
right. I would love to have this in extra mode. I think those new sprites look neat, and I want to see all of them. I've already seen the original game. I want to see both, but I definitely want the old ones too.
Yeah. I'd also like them to maybe put these on consoles.
Yeah, it's also insane that
Yeah,
they're
that
mobile and PC
definitely
only.
helped.
Maybe I want to plat Final Fantasy IV.
I know I do.
I'm
Yeah.
just gonna zoom in on Terra's sprite specifically.
It's way better than that 2014 version.
Well,
Look
yeah,
at that
what if
2014 sprite.
her shoes are so small? Who would even play that? But yeah, you can see the sort of artistic decision there. But yeah, I side with Bob with it. I mean, one of the neatest things about that anniversary edition of the Master Chief, like the original Halo Combat Evolved, is that you could keep switching. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, that's cool. I'm glad they announced that. It would be cool if they add that feature. I don't expect them to add that feature. I'm gonna move on to the PC Gaming Show. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Only if you want.
Chivalry 2 exists. Humankind exists. Orcs Must Die 3 is escaping Stadia. Dying Light 2 showed us an alley.
Yeah, they had a guy talk for 20 minutes about the alley.
It's coming out this year.
They sure did.
Dodgeball Academia is Boku as shit.
Looks cool as hell.
Yeah, no, it looks really cool. It's very Boku. What else do we have? We have the Lemnis Gate, which we saw last year, and I think it actually had a better showing last year, where they explained the concept of you have 25-second rounds that you keep playing in this first-person shooter,
Oh yeah, we also got to see the other Vampire the Masquerade game.
and it loops. Go ahead. Swan Song.
Yes.
Yes, that's the more cinematic trailer one,
Mm-hmm.
where it's another single-player one that's just doing its own thing. We also saw Gigabash, which was sort of like that old Neo Geo Kaiju Toku thing. Very cool. I can't remember. War of the Monsters?
Yeah.
There we go. That looked really cool. I'm interested in that. Then we saw what is possibly okay, I think it's a tie. We have a tie for worst game, okay, of the PC Gaming
Okay.
Show.
Yeah.
My pick is Next Space Rebels, which is Kerbals, but for bottle rockets, but you're an influencer.
Yeah, that was funny as shit.
It's like, I'm cool and down with so much of this, but Jesus Christ, you need to have this live action, you're a YouTuber, get the likes, get the subscribes layer to it. And I'm like, that can be an interesting element of games, but what you've done here is terrible.
Yeah, no, it was so demotivating because I actually grew up doing like a lot of the building rockets like that. And I think that doing a game about that would be really cool. But every part of that YouTuber stuff was just so bad.
It was horrific. Phil was making jokes of your bottle rocket landed and it devastated 300 people. They're dead. You lost 10 subscribers.
Release your apology video. You're fine.
The other one that was kind of bad that I think some people may elect is Lakeburg Legacies, which even the image here on this recap website has the meme part of the trailer where the king looks at his new mistress as his queen is just like, what the fuck, bro? Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm going to say Next Space Rebels, though. Going back because I missed it and chat caught me. Raw Men was pretty good. That was our food fighting game.
Oh, yeah. For a second, I thought it was another Hot Pot game. Or Hot Pot game.
I know. For a second, I did too. Like, it was like, holy shit, we have a third Hot Pot game. Are you for real? Yeah, it was really unclear what this game was exactly until they stopped having goofy story trailer sort of energy with it. It looks neat. It could be neat. I don't know if that's coming to anything other than PC.
Let's see. It looks like it's hitting other platforms like PlayStation and Xbox. So
okay, cool.
Looks like we're good.
Hey, you guys remember when you know what? That's probably in the next show. I'm not going to mention it. Actually, maybe it was in this show. I think it's in the next one though. You remember that game was just straight up Gang Beasts? Oh, I see chats remembering it at the same time.
Microsoft.
That was called, we just skipped over.
Yeah, we just
entirely.
walked right by.
Yeah, we did.
Beast something
Called Party Animals.
Party Animals, where we were just like, did they just add an expansion to Gang Beasts because it looks so much like it?
Is that made by Microsoft or like is that published by them? Because it felt like it might have been.
I have no idea. That was kind of nuts. Just, I can't even describe how it's different from Gang Beasts. It had different outfits.
Yeah, that was it.
That's all I got for you guys.
Okay, it's not published by them. Okay.
Well, that's good.
I want to bring up War Tales just because Phil was like, well, some furry creator is really upset their name got stolen.
Yes. That's all I could think of. It's like, well, somewhere there's like a furry dev who's like, God damn it. God damn it.
You guys were talking about it earlier, but there was that Fallen Aces game that showed up during the New Blood teasers.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like a Dick Tracy sort of noir aesthetic, but you do melee combat in a boomer shooter sort of engine.
Killing Tony Soprano.
Yes.
It showed up like with more of a show at one of the indie things a little bit later on.
You just punch them a couple times and do a roundhouse kick, sending them flying through a window. It's real good.
Yeah.
That's
New Blood tends to only back winners.
Yeah.
It's crazy. They are like we pick nothing but A.
They're the second like wave of a Devolver publisher, right?
Except with a way better track record than Devolver.
Devolver started with a good track record.
That's true. They did start with a great track record. It helps that New Blood's just like, is your game boomer and a first person?
Yes, it's boomer shooter of any sort we will do.
They have to make sure that you have ascended taste.
God,
and they're like, okay, we'll get the domain figured out right now.
We'll get you a domain. We'll give you some money. You got to put a guy named Big John. That's me, Dave Oshry, doing Arnold Schwarzenegger impersonation in the game. I don't actually know if he's the one who does that, but it's always the same guy.
I love that they're weird meta announcements as well of like, yeah, no, it's just going to be cut off by the announcer for PZ Gaming Show because he has to go to the next thing. He can't finish his statement.
Where Dave Oshry was being interviewed by Day 9.
Yes.
Day 9's like, sorry, we have to cut you off. We need to make sure there's enough time for the next video. And he's like, what the fuck?
No, it was for
What the fuck
Gabe.
did Gabe Newell do?
Yeah,
yeah,
Gabe Newell
it was
was
for
going to
Gabe
show
Newell.
up. Like, Gabe Newell was not at this show. Was he? I don't
Yeah, no,
remember
they
actually
did
being
cut
there.
to an interview of him.
Oh,
saying
they did.
nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, he didn't say a whole
Oh,
lot.
yeah, for the bit.
Yeah,
Yes.
he didn't say a whole lot. I don't remember anything. So something we haven't talked about yet. PC Gaming Show has it has possibly the most games of any show, and it didn't feel quite like the Wholesome Direct where everything was the same, but it almost started edging in that territory. But it felt fine. It felt fine. There's like maybe one or two Chernobyl games, but then the PC Gaming Show ended. And then the Future Game Show began.
Wait, there's a couple more things I want to talk about from the PC Gaming Show.
Sure, okay, go ahead.
There's Solstice, which is You Are Female Guts. And it's an action game, and it seems like a pretty decent action game.
Solstice with a U. If you look it up without the U, you'll just get amazing NES title music.
Yeah.
If only we get both.
Damn, do you?
I know.
Can't be Pictionary, though.
And there was also Sacrifier, which is like a JRPG style game that's coming out next year that looks pretty neat. It has decent sprite work.
I'm pretty sure that one also just hit Kickstarter now. So
okay, this is
did it?
Yeah.
This is really funny. That website, the recap website, just called it Sacrifice.
Yes, I know. They typoed it.
They have a few typos, yes. But yeah, no, this did look really, really cool and interesting. Solstice looked really damn good.
Yeah, I'm hopeful.
Did anyone else have anything else they wanted to talk about from the PC Gaming Show? They showed that Wandering Village game. People tell me that it is not the one we saw last year. Okay. I'm not sure if I believe them.
That game looked cool, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything that we haven't already covered.
Okay, great.
Rune Factory 5 looks neat.
Wait, was that PC Gaming Show? No, that was the Future Game Show. That was the
Future. Okay, I
thought
we'd already moved on.
That's the single highlight of Future Game Show. So let's talk about that. Future Game Show. They got an Xseed E3 update. They announced that Story of Seasons Friends of Mineral Town, which is not this year's Switch Story of Seasons game, but last year's, the remake of the original PS1 Harvest Moon, is coming out on more platforms. It is not just on Switch and PC now. Yes, I'm very excited. That game is fantastic. More people should try it. Hopefully this means they're going to port the next one too. Full disclosure, friend of the channel, Sarlene, who, like myself, lifelong Harvest Moon fan, did actually help Xseed on that port. She's absolutely thrilled to be involved. The original bringing it over, that is the translation, not necessarily this port, though she may be involved with that too. I don't know. Moving on, Xseed also announced, what was it? Rune Factory 4 Plus is coming to more platforms.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Sorry, Rune Factory 4 Special with its special eyes is coming to PS4, Xbox One, Xbox Series, Steam, and yep, that's it. So that's cool. That's coming out this fall on more things. And then we got Rune Factory 5, but is that just for Switch?
That's only for Switch, but they brought it here.
Yeah,
they brought it here to be like, hey, this is looking good. And I'm like, it is looking good. Thank you.
There was no room for it, just like there was no room in Nintendo for certain things to be shown off.
At least Rune Factory 5 seems to actually be getting funding from Nintendo.
Yes, Rune Factory 5 looks very well built out in a way I couldn't have anticipated.
You play as an adventurer dressed as like a mailman. I'm not sure why, but it's very cool.
It's very, very cool. Let's go with the funniest thing at the Future Game Shows, in my opinion. Okay, ready?
Okay.
They showed the Sonic Colors Remaster Ultimate, that is, running at 30 frames per second at a 60 frames per second stream, and I'm like, guys, most of the point of this port is it runs at 60 and is on modern platforms. What are you doing?
We don't know.
And when I say they showed it, I mean they literally showed unedited 2 minutes of gameplay.
They literally, like, we're showing off for the first time this level. It's like, this is a remastered game. You know people have seen this level, right?
And it's like one of the first levels.
Yeah.
It's not even that far in. Then we saw 2 Point Campus again.
Good.
And then we hit the part of this show where brain death happened. as as it just blurred with every conference before it, showing literal repeats. They showed Jurassic World Evolution 2 again. And all of these games that are like, here's another Chernobylite. KZ started dying when they showed Hell Let Loose. Hell Let Loose, the World War II shooter that is seemingly just a World War II shooter with no other ideas.
Oh yeah, God.
Rip Eric.
I liked one of them that was like, even this website is using the three of the same picture for these three games that might be different games. Falling Frontier, Alliance of the Sacred Sons, and Terra Invicta. It's like every one of those games felt like it could have been the same game.
Yeah, so it was bad. At the end of a long day of maybe not great presentations, we sure did get beaten over the head with a lot. They did show, however, the Ollie Ollie World presentation, which was really great. I chose this moment to sneak out the back door, come back in the front, and make Eric completely fucking freak out because he didn't notice I slipped out the back. That is legitimate terror and shock on that man's face. It's really good. But yeah, Ollie Ollie World looks promising. Is there anything you guys wanted to talk about in addition to that on the Future Games show?
It was bad. That's
it was the worst. It was the worst show by a lot. So yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Everything they wrote for Troy Baker and Laura Bailey to say was awful.
Yeah, it was like the worst version of that. It was the PC gaming show with but the same length and with fewer games, and it was just bad.
At first, I was thinking, oh, this is something where the actors were maybe the problem with that. And like, no, same thing happened last Future Game Show with completely different actors.
Oh yeah. It's a real shame. God.
Then I've seen those two interact before.
They act like humans elsewise. Shocking.
Yes.
This is, weirdly enough, when we got our Halo Infinite multiplayer overview video that was like 12 minutes long, released outside of any conference.
A lot of good news coming out of that.
Oh yeah. No, that the multiplayer looks really, really solid.
I feel like the biggest piece of news to come out of that is the Battle Pass stuff of you buy Battle Passes, they don't expire. You can get any of the old ones. There's none of that Fortnite-esque fear of missing out stuff where you got to get this one now or you can't get the cool shit in it. No, just buy it. Do it at your own pace. I think that's like pretty important. On top
it is.
Of, there being decent cosmetic stuff you get just from playing the game normally instead of having to shell out a bunch of money. Like they're like, look at this samurai armor. You can get that for just playing.
Yeah, that samurai armor is really, really damn cool. I'm really excited about that multiplayer. I'm really glad that they prioritize 120 frames per second. Any dev for multiplayer game, especially that prioritizes multiplayer game feel, earns my respect almost immediately. Like if they understand that the faster the refresh rate we run the game, the better it will feel, and the better the netcode is actually. That makes me more confident. There were a couple games floating in the ether we forgot to mention.
Oh, yeah?
There was a game with a great name, and the gameplay looked kind of Moo Lander.
Oh, yeah, this was that indie show that was 10 minutes long that next day.
There was Larcenauts, which showed off at one show, and then got a better showing here. Like, if you recall, Larcenauts...
There was also actual footage of Fallen Aces, which wasn't really at the previous thing.
That's true. When it came to Larcenauts, the first trailer they showed at a different conference was, hey, here's this character we're showcasing, and everyone in the room's like, what is this game? We don't know what your game is. Please explain. And then later at this conference, the indie one, they just said, oh yeah, here's our game. And we're like, oh, how helpful. We also got Neko Ghost Jump.
That did look really
very
funny.
Cool game. Looks very cool.
Yeah.
It's 2D platformer action until you hit a button and change it to 3D platformer action. It's pretty interesting and neat.
You also have to leave your body to fight.
Oh, cool. This one's got a demo. I'll be able to talk about it next time we do Big Think.
Oh, cool. I want
And,
to play that demo too.
We will hit 4 hours
Yes!
before Podlords on that next big thing.
Look forward to
And
it being
also,
barely edited.
I don't think this.
Yeah.
I don't think this game looks super great, but it has the best title of any game I've ever encountered in my life,
Mm-hmm.
which is it is a game where you play as pets, animals in little spaceships, and you have to save your human who got kidnapped by other meaner aliens.
Mm-hmm.
And it is called Bio Interstellar Arc or Bark.
Yes. That actually seemed like a pretty serviceable and neat game. I would like to try it. I know some of the other people on this podcast. Let me see real quick. Is this another? No, that is. Maybe it is a different conference. Anyways, Anushard. That was the one with the bell swinging.
Oh yeah, I
That
think
was
that's
from that was from the next one. That was I forget
Freedom
what it was
Games.
called.
Freedom Games.
Yeah, Freedom Games.
Jesus Christ.
Anushard looked neat.
Cat Cafe Manager looked neat. The
Neat.
dog shelter game. The To the Rescue, a dog shelter
Rescue.
simulator seemed neat. That's
Koromon, a just blatant ripoff of like Gen 4 Pokemon.
Yes,
aesthetically looks neat.
we started saying that the Freedom Game Showcase was really just about the freedom of artistic inspiration.
Yeah.
That is the most. I'm really into like Pokemon modding I've seen.
Yes.
Where even in the features that pass by, is they straight up are going to have an option for randomizing where they are, like every other fucking Pokemon hack.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay.
And then that con also had Dark Deity, which is the man, we really loved the crit animations in the Great Game Boy Advance Fire Emblem, so we're just going to make a game that lets us make those.
How
Yes.
smart. Okay.
Oh yeah, we also got to see more of Dreamscaper, which we saw in briefly last E3.
Can you describe it?
It's like a top-down action game sort of thing where you fight in your dreams, and then in the daytime you wander around a town that's probably awful.
I was interested in that because of that aspect of it. I thought that was really neat.
It's possible.
Dream, die, wake, repeat. Yeah, when you die, you get thrusted into the real world and can go around your town talking to people and other things. I think that's going to be pretty neat. If it was just the dream stuff, I would be like, eh. But who knows? Who knows how that'll go?
Yeah, we'll see.
Is there
It's cool art style.
Is there anything you guys want to talk about before we hit limited run games?
No.
You sure? You sure you guys aren't forgetting anything?
Oh, like certain people?
Maybe.
Oh, I think there is somebody we have to talk about then.
Oh, okay.
Oh, fuck.
Who's that?
The Podlords.
Oh, fuck! The Podlords!
Oh!
Oh,
fuck! Podlords show me the way to the infinite corridor.
Yes, that's right. The Infinite Corridor Podlords. Podlords such as E. Lee Broyles, Corey Brown, Sao Paulo Muito Rio, Red Blaze 27. All right.
did I acapella the music?
This, if you, I mean, if you want, I'm on my way to play it, but I need some time covered. Quick, do it.
Another one by dust.
Okay, here we go. I got it. Come on. Anyways, here we go. Here's the actual music.
Holy fucking!
Oh no. Maybe this isn't the music. Oh, there we go. There's the music. Very, very cool. Okay. Red Blaze 27. Funky Lil Juicer Frost. Suzu Shiro. Emperor Zero. Shibuya Gato nearly cried at a WarioWare reveal. Thank you, Nintendo.
Hell yeah!
Randy Pitchford and Joss Whedon bonding over bad writing and sex crimes.
Gotta go.
Narcissists tend not to hang out.
It's so fucking true. Rado. What are one shades of Get a Load of Babylon's Fall remastered?
God. No, why?
Get a load of this guy.
Sleepy Gary. You're going to have to keep this image for next week so people can see it. Only I get to see this. Ha ha ha. How enjoyable. WTF Spider-Man. Mr.
Spider-Man.
Mr. I Hate Chaos.
Oh no!
Modern Mage. Fuck chaos. All my homies hate chaos. DFW 3K. Muckbun. Shiny Mew braces for E3. Senti Kunai. Kristen. Holy shit. J. Jonah Berry wants Final Fantasy VII-R integrate pictures of that little weirdo. We'll make that Tonberry infamous.
Holy shit.
I'm gonna need.
I thought Chadley was the little weirdo.
I'm gonna need these podlords to keep these images for next time.
Yes.
Devil Summoner Raido Kuzunoha versus Digital Devil Saga Switch Edition. I quit my job and got a new one. This new job will let me listen to BTD on time every week. Goodbye, retail.
That sounds great. Good for you.
Good for you.
Good.
Winning.
Adam is here, undulating.
Oh no! We didn't talk about how much it undulated during Forza. It was messed up.
For
That's
some
true.
reason, they're like, the city is undulating, which may be the most insane thing I've ever heard.
Casey, you know about Mexico. Does it happen in those cities?
One, bold of you to assume that. Two, what he
just
said.
because you do it, you take enough tequila that everything looks like it's undulating doesn't mean it actually is.
Somebody should have told the people they sent to go get photographs. Kyle Bjork. Zilter. Norman Reedus's Funky Fetus 4K edition, only on Stadia.
Oh,
Holy shit. You better keep this image for next time, Podlord. The Sweet Life of Dan and KZ.
oh no.
Oh no.
Is
there a monkey in
Bob
this one?
Mosby?
It's a nightmare is what it is.
Oh man.
Chase Ray. Bligda Blue. Schligda's Boo. Vibrating in excitement for the 3D Odin model in SMT5. Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter Ryzen. It's a crying emoji. With the picture of a waifu. I got nothing, audience. That second part was my commentary. All they sent me was a crying emoji. Jesus Christ. Yeah, you all keep these images for next time. Dan forcing KZ to join him on a Ring Fit adventure.
We're gonna squat.
Agent. Ooh, the iconic Resident Evil 6 character.
Oh. Damn.
Yeah, I love Agent. He's very good.
I always think of the iconic PlayStation 3 game that released.
It is that
Why are you
time.
attacking aggro? Why are you doing that?
Because he's sick. Get him while he's down. It is that time of year for Guilty Gear and know the smell of the gay. KFC catheter bag. You can change your Podlord bit in time for next time. The Quantic Dream lawsuit's verdict comes out on July 8th on a Thursday.
Oh fuck.
It's the Grinch smiling. Oh god, it's Jack. It's Jack modded onto Jack's facing. I'm gonna kill chaos.
That was the funniest one I saw.
Jesus.
I suffered through the whole Family Guy game. Ask me anything.
Oh,
No.
which one? Which one did you play? The one where they go across the multiverse and there's such humorous worlds as the ones where frats rule the world, or the one where Amazon ruined Christmas because everyone just buys things from Amazon. I played it.
Oh my
I'm
god.
deranged.
Yeah, you are.
It sounds like it was made by the Sliders writers.
Imagine Sliders mused with Family Guy and worse than either of them by themselves.
Good fucking god.
How do you go below 0?
Indigo Sights. Almost done reading. By the time you're reading this, I'll be chasing you bitches again. How's the E3 marathon going? Remember to hydrate and pace yourselves. Yeah, we can't pace E3.
No.
Yeah, my skin's coming off my left hand. So like it's just bone.
E3 is a brick wall I have to drive through on my way to the rest of my day every day.
What are you, Ethan Winter?
Yes! The spirit of E3 gets in the car with me and it's like, oh boy! Let's have some fun!
After this stream, Dan's just gonna wake up in the back of Duke's cart and he's like, yeah, you're melting.
BN12. Evil Lucario. Overdosing on normal pills. It's the guy from Blade Runner, the new one, Bob.
Oh.
Yeah,
Jungle were called those crazy pills.
Clutchins wishes the Giga Boys good health and enough sleep during E3. We'll get enough sleep now.
Thank
You
you.
fool.
Yes.
As soon as this is over.
Yeah.
A chaotic raccoon. Yeah, you're gonna need to keep this.
Ooh.
This is a powerful raccoon. I upgraded to Podlord for the Dragon Quest bit, but I might as well stay for a while.
Thank
Yeah.
Valkyrie Skies is here to kill chaos.
Oh.
Yes.
This is the part KZ normally edits out, where Dan has to figure out that is the last Podlord, because Patreon has a couple of problems. Thank you very much to our Podlords.
Thanks, Bob Lord.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Podlord.
Podlord. And if you'd like to become a Podlord, you can go to our Patreon at patreon.com/GBpodcast.
I have to turn off the Podlord music. Sorry. Okay, go ahead.
For as little as $5 a month,
Bum,
you get
bum,
many benefits such as early access to Chugging Bleach and Mondo Cool, our 2 anime review podcasts, Patreon exclusive podcasts that you get to participate in the production of by voting for what we have to experience, extended armchair dev, and sometimes gamer premonition posts where we talk about the things we didn't talk on the actual show. That's patreon.com/GB podcast. As soon as Dan started humming, I took my headphones off so he couldn't hear me.
Yeah, of course you did. No shit. You are so bad that
I did it
you
for
would've
like
fallen.
I did it long enough for you to get your headphones off, and then I just stopped and tried to resist laughing.
Yes.
So I hear we got some news.
More E3.
Oh yes.
Let's just start.
It's,
Well, let's start from the beginning.
No.
now, Dan.
Uh-huh.
This isn't my final form. Vita.
Oh my god.
Vita.
So this year's limited
Thank you,
run.
Rocco Bodie. Thank you.
This year's limited run games conference was a lot better than last
Because
year's.
it was edited by Rocco Bodie.
Yeah.
I was saying on Twitter that I think every time they were going to start a really bad bit that went too long, he cut it. That's what it felt like, because so many things just cut off mid-sentence.
Yep.
Yeah. And it didn't feel like a joke. It was just like, I'm going to set up a joke. No, you're not. It's gone. I'm going to deliver the... No, you're not.
Yeah. Yeah. It still wasn't very good. The parts where they cut away to what was obviously Mega 64 was very funny. Like that guy where it's like, you won this controller. And he goes, I don't have a console. You have a PC though, right? No, I burned up. All that was pretty good. Let's talk about the actual announcements though.
Yeah, they had good announcements during this thing.
Yeah, that was actually good. That was good stuff here.
Yeah, there was pretty solid stuff. Weirdly enough, River City Girls Zero, which is the original game starring the River City Girls from River City Girls.
I bought
yeah,
that collection.
Kunio.
The
Freaky,
Kunio-kun
Yeah,
Double
Kunio
Dragon.
Kun Double Dragon Collection. Assuming it would be there, because it has like 15 games.
It has
was
more
not-
than that, actually. It has
didn't-
like 20.
It was not there.
They tricked you.
They did, and I'll buy it again.
A jar
Another
of,
version of Contra was there for some reason.
Bob bought a jar of jelly beans, and the jar of jelly beans was labeled a jar of jelly beans that most certainly has at least one blueberry flavor.
There weren't any blueberry flavors, guys.
There were none.
I didn't even get
I'm-
freaking candy corn.
God damn.
I'm
Yeah, they announced Zero. They announced physical release of the River City Girls,
Original.
and then they announced River City Girls 2.
Yeah, they've announced PS5
Yeah.
version of the original.
Yeah.
And we got a little bit more info about 2. It has the old characters, and then they're adding another 2 characters, because I think there's like 4 playable characters in the original, but you don't unlock 2 till
Yes.
after you beat the game and have no story to play with them. So I'm
yeah,
wondering if
you
they...
can you can replay the story with them.
Yes, but it's just super weird, because like these aren't the characters in the story at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. They're super broken though to make up for it.
Yes, they were fun, but oh my god. I hope they, I don't know, make it make sense to have this many characters this time.
I'm really the thing that I'm most curious about is Zero because they said they're adding new cutscenes to it with like manga, like the River City Girl style cutscenes that are manga
Huh.
and an opening. So I'm wondering if they're going to like rewrite the game to be a prequel to River City Girls.
Maybe, because I don't know how much plot was in the original release.
Oh, there's a shitload of plot in the original release of that game. There's like a whole story.
I mean, the creator of River City Girls is a fan of that original one, so he could have already written it with the intention of it being a sequel directly.
I mean, I've played that and it's very different tonally because it's like it's like a serious 80s like delinquent drama.
I think that'd still be cool to see like redone in a new style, like if it keeping that same tone. They could even get
so I
new
do
artists.
I do wonder if it's just like we're going to change it so it's not just text appearing at the tiny bottom as people have a conversation. It's a little bit more modern. They also revealed that it would actually be on other things. It's not just Switch.
That's good.
We also got an announcement that the first 5 Shantae games are all coming to PS5. It's like, what?
Yeah, I want to know what these PS5 enhancements are. They need to tell me.
They need to update that shit to 120 hertz. We need to live in a world where Dan wins.
I'm sure that if nothing else, it will load basically instantly.
Yeah, no, there's loading isn't a word that will enter your vocabulary while playing these games because you won't know when it happened. Fucking Ratchet.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, that's exciting, and undoubtedly with the PS5's compression tech, these games, all 5 of them, could be insanely small.
Yeah, it'll be like if not for Half Genie Hero and 7 Sirens having like 4K ready like viable assets, it's like a gig for all of them.
Yeah.
It might be a little bit more because they have to have music and voice acting.
Republic, a game that no one remembers, is
We do.
getting a physical release. Yeah, we do. Because it has David Hayter as a main character, and it had was it the Western director or producer from Metal Gear Solid 4 come over to direct it with the new studio. Can't remember the name of the
This
studio.
was
Maybe
it was
it's
also
Logan.
one of the early Kickstarter successes, if I remember right.
It almost failed.
Yeah.
It only barely succeeded, so I wouldn't call it a Kickstarter success.
Yeah,
I
that's true.
literally put up an entire episode of the Rant is Go explaining the failure of this game that just barely crossed the finish line on the last hour of the last day.
God,
And that was because influencers came in to save it.
that's real dire.
It was really, really dire, and it kind of made me sad. But yeah, that game's been available on stuff for a while. People continue to not care. Someday I'm going to give it a chance. That's right. The developer's called Camouflage, the art production company that some of them came from, or I believe, was Logan. But yeah, no, that's getting a physical release. Cool. That relationship RPG, weirdly enough, Haven, is getting a physical release. We saw that last year. That was the first game we saw running on the Xbox Series X.
Ooh. I've never heard anyone talk about this after it released. I assume it was really bad.
Yeah, I just assumed it never came out.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. And then we found out it did come out
Because
like 6 months ago.
It literally showed up on no one's radar.
Yeah.
Not a single person's. Axiom Verge 2 gets a physical release.
I know one of my most hype announcements at this show.
Oh, is it Ruby Grim Eclipse
not-
physical release?
It's not that.
Yeah.
No. Is it Retromania Wrestling?
No.
Is it Plumbers Don't Wear Ties?
Of course.
Oh, okay. There we go. Yeah, Plumbers
Yes.
Don't Wear Ties is coming
Oh,
back.
that's not what I thought it would be.
It's not actually that, of course.
Oh, I thought you were being real.
Oh, is it the Castlevania Rondo of Blood physical re-release for the TurboGrafx?
I mean, that's pretty cool. I honestly was
that's
trying to get the
amazing,
Blood Rain Betrayal
that's what I
from the PS3.
I cannot believe you're like, Rondo Blood, one of the rarest games ever fucking made, finally available in English on the original system. Yeah, that's kind of cool. But let me tell you about the shitty Blood Rain 2D game that came out on the PS3 in the before times. Anyways, yeah, Blood Rain Betrayal Fresh Bites
Yes.
is getting re-released.
Coming to new platforms.
It's coming out on PS5.
Yeah, it is.
What the fuck?
It's insane. The game is probably terrible. I can hardly remember. I didn't even beat it before.
It's I remember you being really negative on it. I'm pretty sure we have a quick look of this or a quick play. I'm
Probably.
pretty sure that quick play's terrible because it's old.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ. Oh man. Okay. Well, I think that's all the announcements basically, other than Contra's getting a physical and a couple other things are getting physical, like Super Hot and Double Dragon and Kunio-kun. Retro
Dusk is
Borrow
getting
bonus.
physical. That's really cool.
Yeah, Dusk is getting it too. But yeah, that's their bit.
Yeah.
The interesting thing is they're the ones funding everything about River City Girls Zero.
Yeah,
Like,
that's cool.
that's
I'm
kinda
glad-
nuts.
I'm glad to hear
That's
that
cool.
they're getting that done because that's really cool. I wanted to play that one a lot.
By the end of this conference, I thought I had seen the coolest thing from Way Forward at E3. I was fucking wrong.
Yeah,
but
wait for winning this year.
we're gonna move on. Capcom showed off games. We regretted it. I'm gonna move on.
Okay, good.
Yeah, that was depressing.
Nintendo had a day
A
of
great
E3.
Something for everyone.
They had a day of E3 that felt as good as E3 used to feel.
Yes. This is like real E3 here.
Yes, this was real primetime E3.
Full fat,
Yeah.
girthy.
Here we go. I'm going to try to announce everything that's new and major. Smallest new major thing. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 is coming to the Switch.
Cool.
Good for you. Moving up the scale. Game & Watch, The Legend of Zelda. It's a Game & Watch with The Legend of
Yeah, it's
Zelda
got 4
1,
things
2,
in it.
and not Oracle. God damn it, not Oracle. Link's Awakening.
Link's Awakening.
Link's Awakening. Yeah.
Link's Awakening. All in a Game & Watch, and they have fun little like clock mode combat.
Your Zelda-shaped Game & Watch box.
This is in fact what the Zelda shaped box I predicted for the earlier thing was.
God, that's so sad. There's so many Zelda games that need a re-release. But no, put a Game & Watch out.
And look, the Game & Watch team needs something to release on the Game & Watch. Next year it'll be Metroid.
Probably.
They didn't have anything to say about The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, but it was there.
Yeah, they did
Yeah.
talk about it for a second, even though there was nothing to say.
They talked about Hyrule
Yeah, it was
Warriors.
just out in a month.
Buy her amiibo.
Yeah.
Oh wait, you can't anymore. Never mind.
Okay.
Buy a tag on Amazon.
They talked about Hyrule Warriors DLC plan.
Those new weapons
Yeah.
look very cool.
Yes, they do.
Yes.
Playing as a guardian looks extremely cool.
That
Yes.
rules.
Yeah, it does.
Linquist's
Like, now it's my turn, motherfucker.
Linquist's 3-section staff made of guardians was very cool too.
That was unbelievably
Yeah.
cool. We got now. This is when we get to the actual hype announcements. Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania, which is 1,
Yes.
2, and Deluxe, I believe. All repackaged into one collection.
Banana
Fucking
Mania.
hype. See, between this and the Ninja Gaiden collection, I'm like, oh right, these are how these normally are. Nintendo's just insane.
Yes.
Nintendo and Atlas.
Yes.
Yeah, other people package them in multiples.
Yeah. That's normal, actually. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy has a cloud version.
On Switch.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
cool.
gonna run great.
Cruisin' Blast, the Cruisin' arcade game made by Raw Thrills, the people who were supposed to make an Ex Machina arcade game, but then didn't. I will remember till I die. That we played at Eric's wedding, and it was very good, is coming out on the Switch exclusively. Third quarter this year. Hopefully the Switch can run it well. Hopefully they optimize it, because I think that is a game you could get to run well on the Switch.
It doesn't exactly look like super high end.
No, it doesn't, but you could fuck it up.
You can, for sure.
I hope they don't.
I'm not here to give them a pass. I'm here to
Explain that this could go well.
Yeah.
Yes. We will keep moving up the hype. That game's really fun, by the way, weirdly enough. Moving up the hype scale. I'm going to say WarioWare Get It Together.
Oh, that's
announced.
exciting.
It's
I'm a little worried about the way you control it, but they showed a little more in the direct, and it made me think, okay, this is still nonsense and great.
Yeah, we watched it during the
Yeah.
Treehouse because they showed a chunk off during the Treehouse. It was very funny. They had to keep pausing and quitting out.
Yes, because they didn't want to show us any more games.
They didn't want to show us too much of each world. So they would do 9 or 10, and then they would just quit. It was very, very funny. That looks really great, getting to choose your different characters that you play the mini games as, and you get used to the control types. Like, for example, I think it's Mona has a boomerang and rides her scooter.
Yes.
And you could just direct the boomerang around the environment.
And I think she's stuck on the ground just going back and forth with Scooter, but the boomerang can move.
Yes.
God, that's another cool thing to this. I always really like the WarioWare characters, so it's cool to have a way to actually play as them and feel like they're more engaged with you as a player.
Yes.
That seems fun.
It would be cool.
And
It'd be cool if they did a Wario spinoff where you could get more about them. That wasn't WarioWare.
Yeah.
But this is cool, too, to get to play as them.
I really want to know how the Afro guy plays. I hope he's playable.
Oh, man.
I think they showed him in that trailer.
Probably.
I can't
It'd be
remember.
insane if he wasn't. Honestly.
Yeah, that would
I'm-
be absolutely insane.
Really looking forward to the mode that you'll get at the very end, where it's just random mini games with random character. Because the 3DS one thing had something like that, but it was the worst thing ever. It was like yeah, you can just suddenly change from normal controls to the stylus, and you have to figure that out in too late.
That sounds amazing and very WarioWare core.
It's literally impossible.
Yes.
We got Kazuya Mishima for Tekken. Oh, wait, in Smash.
Oh, okay.
They announced Tekken for Smash, is how this is written.
Just think about how low this is.
Uh-huh. I thought it was...
It's one of the least hype things.
Look, I love Kazuya Mishima. I am sure he's going to be great to play in that game. I'm so excited for it, but...
The trailer is great.
I know, that just speaks to how good this direct is my general point.
Yes, it does. What a good fucking day of E3. They showed off Mega 10-5. Holy shit.
I watched that Treehouse clip, the 20 minutes that they played of that.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite things is that now the demons can be on the field because there were random battles in 3. 4 was on the 3DS, so they had to be little techno things, because even Persona, modern ones, don't put things on the field.
Mm-hmm.
They're to scale.
Yes.
So they run into a rock dude who normally is just a rock demon. Here, 40 feet tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you just hit his shin, and then the battle starts. The UI is like all the Tokyo Mirage Sessions look, but mixing in with some new stuff. It's everything I want from that. It looks incredible.
Yeah, it's literally as good as I was hoping it was when they announced it years ago. I was like, oh man, maybe they'll go all in.
Yeah, this is so much more than I expected. Seeing it, there's elevation to the environment he's exploring.
Yeah, there's crazy amounts of things, like cars
The moon
stranded in the
phases are
environment.
back because they're not in 4 at all.
Oh, I didn't know they weren't in 4.
Yeah,
Weird.
there's they do something story presentation, whereas the story of Apocalypse goes, they move the phases, but otherwise it's not a gameplay thing. Magatsuhi seems to be some other mechanic in that.
Yeah, I was
now.
trying to figure out what Makatsuhi was, but I couldn't.
because in Nocturne it's like demon energy that the main characters are gathering and stuff. So I'm wondering what it does here. The same combat that I expect before. The new design for the Pro Tag looks great.
Yeah, everything
just-
here looks great and amazing.
I had one concern when stuff was coming out about this that said that the demon amount, I think it was like in the low 200s, and the previous games had like over double. I'm like, okay, is this going to feel 100% justified? But now that the demons are on the field, look that good, and are to scale, that's a compromise where I'm like absolutely with them on it.
I mean,
like,
these are
okay,
brand new models.
yeah.
These aren't the ones from
Yes.
Persona 5 even.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is all made in Unreal Engine 4, and like even the Jack Frost like general look looks slightly different in an Overwatch 2 kind of way, and I was very
It's not that thing of Pokemon. It's like we lost the model. It's like, why is it look identical
Yeah.
then?
Yeah,
There's none of that.
I
It looks like
absolutely
brand new
understand
models.
Yes, this is what brand new models look like.
does.
This is it's so impressive and so cool, and I'm so happy for that franchise.
Yeah, it felt good to see. One, just all the designs look good. The combat looks just as great as it's always been. And just traversing the area and just seeing the demons on the field as NPCs, just talking to them normally. I'm so excited. And the fact that comes out in 5 months. And I don't know if I said it last big thing or right after last big thing. I'm like, yeah, if SMT5 fucking came out near Pokemon's erased from history.
And then
Yes.
And then
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Yep.
Dan
Yes.
made the cruel observation during this of, this game runs about as well as Nocturne does on the Switch, and then I had to point out, no, it runs better.
oh,
Yeah, it does in fact run better.
that's fucked up.
I didn't see anything that every buff effect drops the frame rate in half on Switch.
For Nocturne, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
You see that shit chug on every attack in that. Here, I saw them do attacks and it didn't look like it chugged every time.
But yeah, this looks
Like,
incredible.
whatever, it's worth it. It might just straight up just auto be my game of the year. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I don't
Give it
know.
to me.
Fair.
Give it to me now.
I'm worried it'll be my game of the year, and then people will be like, "So when's Mega 10 month?" I'll be like, "I don't know. What's owning a house?"
Yeah, we're renting, not owning. Very
And
specific.
God, is it expensive? Jesus Christ.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I'm very excited to play that.
God,
It's never been this good.
how does it look that good?
I don't know. Main character's energy sword also very cool.
Thank you,
Oh,
Unreal
God, yeah.
Engine.
Yes. It's unleashing these developers who have been held back for so
This-
many years.
Yeah.
this is why we're like, just use Unreal.
Oh, you can just hire a
you're
guy
not-
who knows how to use it? Whoa.
Whoa! You
If-
don't have to
if
train them
you're
on your
not
Excel
the si-
sheet?
If you're not the size of id or Capcom or whoever, just use Unreal. And even if you are the size of them, you should probably still use Unreal.
Yeah, there's significant advantages to this. God knows how much longer this would have taken without it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would be getting it
Switch
in
2.
2025.
Yeah.
And everything would still be completely flat terrain, just like Persona 5.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It wouldn't look this impressive. It just wouldn't, no matter what.
Yeah, this is super great. This is I'm fucking thrilled. But you know what I'm more fucking thrilled about, and this is specific to me, so I'll put it next.
Okay.
Advance Wars.
Ooh.
Advance Wars 1
Yeah.
plus 2 reboot
You
made by
popped off.
Capcom Way Forward. So fucking
Made by Way Forward, which I called during the trailer. I'm like, that looks like Way Forward.
I was
It's
like,
Way Forward.
he's right. Would they just hand Way Forward this IP though? And I'm just silently
Nintendo and Insys are assisting.
Oh, okay. This is insanely hype. I'm so excited. I love Advance Wars. Guys, I feel so awkward being like, hey, Bob and Eric, let's boot up Advance Wars on the Game Boy Advance and take turns playing. And it's like, yeah, but that's old and crusty. The future is now old, man. But now I have a Switch version to be like, ha ha, ah, hell yeah. Weirdly enough, incredibly bizarrely, 4-player multiplayer locally, just like back in the day. 2-player online?
Yeah, I heard something about maybe someone else that came out and reconfirmed that, and it's just wrong on the
Okay.
eShop.
The
But
eShop could be wrong.
the
Okay.
eShop could be wrong, so hopefully that's not the case.
Another weird thing, the thing we haven't talked about yet that wasn't announced before this event, but is very hype. 6.9 gigs and looks incredible. This 12 gigs, kind of insane. Don't know how that happened, but yeah, I'm super thrilled. This is very exciting. I need to buy this digitally so it's always on my system forever and always. I love me some Advance Wars, you guys. Anyways, let's talk about Breath of the Wild 2 next.
God, that looked insane.
It looks really
Yeah.
good.
So many cool new things you're doing in that.
You get a robot arm.
Yeah.
You do.
You do.
You seem to be able to phase through ground.
Yeah, it seems
Yeah.
like a water type thing where you can like seep in between the cracks and rubble up above and stuff.
Yeah, because these temples, these weird like houses and islands, they float above Hyrule. And I'm like, that's the coolest shit. You fucking nailed it. Ugh. So cool. You get 2 layers of like, here's your open world on the ground that's really fun to traverse. But then you go to the sky to go to like these temple-like things. It's so good.
And like stasis is now like a larger field and you can like queue up a bunch of things that look like they did an entire row of like spike balls with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then he said the world and they all froze in place and then he knocked it back at the enemy.
He had some sort
Yeah.
of flamethrower weapon at one point.
Yeah, it looked like some sort of cannon thing. Something.
God. Yeah, this was very hype.
Zelda's also trapped again, it looks like.
Unfortunate.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I'd like to remind people, don't ever expect anybody but Link to be the protagonist of a Zelda as long as Miyamoto is working, because he's literally just said, like, he got asked in 2016, like, people were really hoping like there'd be a female version of Link or like a girl protagonist. What do you think about that? And he said, Link is the protagonist of The Legend of Zelda. That was his response.
I'm sure
We got Linkle in the one game. Never again.
that's all we get. That's all we'll ever get. God.
I'm just remembering how during the Shin Megami trailer, I was like, is that the voice of the main character? It seems like it's obviously a woman. That's fine. I was
Yes.
like, it'd be funny if we just had a selector for gender. It changed nothing about the character's appearance or voice.
That would be good. That would be fine.
Really funny.
Okay. I missed this in between other hype announcements, but I think it's important in hype now. Fatal Frame, Maiden of Black Water.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's the Wii U one, right?
No, that's a new thing.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't think it's just a remake.
Yeah, I don't think that's anything from the original Wii U one. Let me check.
No,
real
that's the
quick.
Wii U one.
Is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was one of the things
Oh.
people
We're
were
just-
still waiting
we're
for.
just
that was still
rescuing it?
trapped.
Oh, yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
one that not only was trapped on the Wii U, was Nintendo going, we're releasing it, but you literally can't play it. It's literally unplayable to 99% of Switch owners.
Right.
I mean, 99% of Wii owners. Why did we do this? We're insane.
Well, I mean, it was unplayable to the people with the 8 gigabyte Wii U, which wasn't most people.
No, I think it was unplayable even on the 32-bit one.
Wait, it's bigger than the 32 gigs.
There's no way it's bigger than 32 gigs.
I remember that being a big deal, and part of why it bombed so hard is you can't play it unless you have an external thing plugged in.
No, fuck.
Maybe I'm wrong, but that was a big drama. Like, you sent this out just to die.
It's 16 gigs. Okay, so it could have gone on the 32 gig one, but it would have taken a shitload of the space. Okay, I looked it
Yeah,
up.
that's still half of one of those models.
Oh yeah,
It isn't the
absolutely.
main
You didn't actually have 32 gigs.
Yeah, of course you don't have the whole 32 gigs.
Right.
But yeah, I'm glad that's escaping the Wii U. That actually looked really good. It is coming out on everything though. It's been announced for the everything. It's not just Switch.
That's great.
This website is incorrect saying it's exclusive to Switch. But yeah, no, that is great. That's fantastic.
Get to be scared of ghosts. Have a camera.
Take a selfie. Vlog being killed by a ghost. We already talked about Mario Party Superstars, did we?
No, we did not.
No.
Okay, we
We
need to
did
talk
not.
about that. Absolutely.
Holy shit.
Hype as shit.
Yeah.
That is the most reading the room thing ever. when they said it's a Mario Party game with 100 of the best mini games. Every board is an N64 board. Is the most. We read the room I've ever seen.
They my God, they did the presentation afterwards, the Treehouse, and it was just, yeah, this is a great Mario Party game. We just keep seeing good mini
I
games.
watched them play it, and I don't know. It's coming out on my birthday. It looks amazing. It has online play because the other one did. From what I've seen of streams, the online play actually is almost playable.
It's coming out this year. Like
Yeah.
so many of these are coming out this year. It's
Yeah,
great.
it's-
Like I
it's
see,
like
I see so many
every
people
single-
stream that old one now, so it's set.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think every single thing they announced, other than Breath of the Wild 2, is this year.
Yeah, Rabbids and Breath of the Wild were the only non
Yeah,
2021.
WarioWare, Mario Party, Shin Megami Tensei, Fatal Frame. I think the thing we haven't talked about, Advance Wars.
Yeah. It's what a fucking good year. Like, I'm not into Animal Crossing because it scares me. I can't. Something that needs
Yeah.
that much of my time consistently, I can't.
Raymond's very scary.
So I didn't really have a whole lot from Nintendo last year. One might say I didn't have anything, but I'm sure there's one thing I kind of liked. Oh yeah, Clubhouse games. Bam. But aside from Clubhouse games, I didn't really have anything from Nintendo last year. This year, though,
Yes.
will
This
be
year, it's like-
different.
Give us $300.
And I'm like, yes, ma'am.
No,
and then they're like,
we
another
have it enough.
300 for the console.
Ready for the upgraded console.
This is the
which we'll talk about how bad we need that in a little bit.
By the way, they showed off Mario Golf Super Rush. That's coming out next week, though, so I wasn't going to talk about it here. We'll talk about that on
It
next big thing.
It looks really cool.
Oh yeah. Story mode, battle golf, all the golf.
Golf.
I want to just mention this real quick. Danganronpa Decadence got announced for the Switch, which is just the first which is just all 3 games, mainline games in one. That's neat. It also has a bullshit insanity bonus mode, which is just V3 had like this board game RPG mode with like all the characters from the entire series interacting. We made that its own game, and it's free with this collection. So that's neat. I hope they got voice actors back to voice it. That'd be nice.
I didn't realize that was a problem that series had.
Well, I wonder if this even has this thing even has voice acting. Like, I hope it does, and they dub it.
So, I guess it's time to talk about it. Metroid Dread is real.
Yes.
Yep.
You
Insanity.
don't not use that title.
It's just that has a lot of weight to it to say this is Metroid Dread.
It really does. I want to see when the first use of that name was.
I swear it was 15 or 16 years ago. That shit's nuts.
It's so funny that now that it's just real, the first response is the actual Nintendo website about Metroid Dread. It used to just be, rumor mills and stuff. Like I see these
man.
these fake title screens made a decade ago.
Right? Jesus
I
Christ.
love this got to do 2 punches of a title in a row. Where it's like you had the Metroid Dread, but this trailer opened with Metroid 5.
It did.
Yes.
Jesus.
They did it just like fucking Fuchsia.
And Super Metroid, where they just go, here's the number. Anyways, here's the cool subtitle.
They
Which, like,
hope
good.
they're stronger than Double Helix, or it's like we're making Silent Hill 5. No, we're not.
Oh my God.
It's a spinoff. It's a spinoff as they like run from the Boulder Mark 5.
I also looked at this Google search I made
Uh-huh.
and noticed release canceled.
What?
Yeah, because it has a mix of new information and also the old information.
Oh
It hasn't updated all the way yet. That's really funny.
God. That's insane. Look at this shit. Thank you, Google. You're so full of factual information that's so full of facts.
Yep.
Let me throw that on screen for the people watching the video. That's way too funny. There we go. We need to immortalize that return. Developer, Nintendo, release canceled. Jesus Christ. Okay. Yeah, this looks really nice. It is made by the Samus Returns team of Mercury Steam.
2005.
Yeah, 16 fucking years.
2005.
16 fucking years.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
It's like if
When
you
I-
knew Duke Nukem Forever was canceled, and then after 16 years they went, "This is Duke Nukem."
Metroid Dread first heard about before Kingdom Hearts 2 came out.
Yeah.
Whoa!
We've been waiting a little while.
Just a little while.
But yeah, it seems like the Mercury Steam had their test run with the last game, and this one looks like it'll actually be polished and good.
Yeah,
It's exciting.
I mean, you're definitely working with some really strict hardware constraints when you're making a 3DS game. So the fact they're making a
Yeah.
Switch game now and they're targeting 60 frames per second,
Metroid can slide.
and yes, and Metroid can
Yes.
slide, no need to crawl.
We're just one step away from Metroid being able to crawl.
God, yeah, no, it looks really cool. It looks much better than Samus Returns.
Cool like traversal and like environmental stuff, like them blowing stuff up to like shoot like water into other rooms and
Mm-hmm. Like the water level is something you're managing in order to traverse through certain corridors and jump to places. It's very cool.
And at first, I'm like, oh, these are pretty docile things that you're running from. Which, of course, if they were going to follow up Fusion, of course, there's going to be a lot of run away from scary thing. But then they start getting some of the more advanced aperture science robots show up, and I'm like, oh fuck, they're fast. This is a problem.
Hey, it's aperture science mixed with Dalek from Half-Life 2.
It's
Okay.
very Valve core.
These Valve robots.
Yes.
God, yeah, no, it looks
And again,
really good.
that comes out, and then 3 weeks later, Mario Party comes out.
Yeah, it's hit after hit. I wish they were doing that thing this year they did in the Astral Chain year where we could buy like, here's a pass for 2 games.
Yeah, that would
you
help.
save
this
10
would
bucks.
be that time.
That
'Cause
would help
really,
me
it's
out.
just even if you don't care about the Pokemon remake, it's start of October Metroid, end of October Mario Party, and then like start of November is SMT5 and Pokemon.
I mean, WarioWare's out September.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
So-
and then September for that, and then was there something in December specifically?
Advance Wars.
Advance Wars. That's the one that was in December. Like they're blasting.
Yeah. God. What a good year. I'm really glad that Nintendo has such a strong portfolio this year. It's a shame that Sony wasn't here, because I'm sure they have some partners who are working with them on some hype stuff, but they're just not ready to talk about it yet.
They don't want to share any attention.
No, they have to be their own thing and alone because they're the Sigma males.
Yes, they are. They are Sigma males. Their YouTube intro has a tiger on it.
So wait, if they're the Sigma males,
Uh-huh.
and obviously Nintendo with their amazing showcase this year is the Alpha males,
right, because they're just reining it all in.
then that would mean Xbox.
But Xbox are incels. Yes, that's how this goes.
Yeah.
Oh
it's like,
no!
can we say it? Should we say it?
Oh no!
God,
I
there
was
seems
going to say they were a non-threatening soft boy male feminist, but you can go with incels. Well,
Jesus Christ! I was just gonna say they were betas. You guys are
Yeah.
so much meaner.
that's already the same thing, basically.
Yeah, it's the
Oh,
same
I think,
shit.
I think that's much more vicious
I'm
to spell it
excited
out.
for Xbox games. I'm going to play the Psychonauts 2 in a couple of months. I'm going to play Forza and Halo if that doesn't get delayed.
I hope they just
I
release
feel
that
like I bought a
multiplayer.
box.
It's
Yeah,
done.
if Halo needs to get delayed, just delay the single player. Fuck it.
Yeah, it's to the point where that multiplayer is free to play. That Battle Pass sounds like a good way of doing it.
Yeah.
I'm very happy about what they're doing with that,
Yeah,
and it looks like a cool game. Just
Exactly.
put that out.
yeah.
God, I just keep thinking about grapple hooking like guns and just going, just schmoving.
It's looking so good, and the fact it's on PC and Xboxes is
Uh-huh.
cool because I know we can get way more of our viewers playing when it's on PC as well.
Yeah.
When that
Yeah.
cross-play update came out for the Master Chief Collection, it got so much easier to fill a room when I was playing on Xbox.
Definitely.
Before that, we could not fill a room. Now it's like the room's full every time.
It'll be free to play, so anybody can just download it.
Exactly.
Of course, it'd probably be very high spec. Probably.
I don't know. It's going to run at 120 frames per second on the Series X, so to some extent, at very least, it can
scale.
run at
Maybe
60.
get like a mid-tier.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll require something like a 1060 or higher.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not more than that, I don't think. But oh well, that's their problem.
Yeah, fucking whatever.
I'll play it on my One X. It's fine.
Hey, you can do that. Anyway, that's E3.
There was one more game that they forgot to put in their presser at Nintendo.
Oh no, and we almost forgot to put it here. Good thing I handed it to you, Bob. What game is it, Bob?
It's No More Heroes 3. It looks amazing. We got to see a ton of gameplay for it.
Never heard of it.
It's a very amazing looking blurry game that needs a Switch
We
Pro
really
to
need
come
that
out.
Switch
Yes.
Pro.
We need it
looks
bad.
like 480p at parts.
Yes, but it
it's-
runs way better than I ever thought.
Yes, it runs smooth.
Yeah, they clearly really prioritized frame rate, which is good, but it's like 480p.
Yeah.
So we got to see all of Travis's hotel, which is insane.
I actually did not get to see that.
He has like
Yeah,
a
I didn't
fireman.
watch the whole thing.
He has a fireman pole built into his room now, so he can go between different floors. So he owns the
I would
room
do
under
that.
his.
I'm installing one in the house I'm going to.
Oh no!
And then you can go deeper, and he has like an underground base with a time machine to replay old bosses.
What?
That's really good.
Of course he has that. Oh my god.
I'm really
I'm looking
glad
at the
that
gameplay now. This looks sick as shit.
I'm really glad that Suda has enough money to include basic features the other two games should have had, but didn't.
It has a cat mini game. That's a basic feature, I think.
It is.
I'm losing it because Bob was like, I'm really glad we got to see gameplay without Suda's head being in the way. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I saw game. No, that was one on Luna. I was just playing No More Heroes 1.
God, it looked so good. This is the first actually decent looking action game maybe Suda has ever made. Because the first two No More Heroes are fun and silly, but this looks like it actually might have some decent depths to it.
Yes, this definitely is a deeper game than No More Heroes 1.
Yes.
A very high bar, actually.
I mean, those games are definitely deeper than the games that came immediately after them, like Killer is Dead.
Can we not? Can we not?
Sure.
Okay.
What about
Great.
Chainsaw? Whatever.
Lollipop Chainsaw.
Lollipop Chainsaw.
Bob, he's your man. You got to memorize these titles. You got to remember every title.
Every title.
Every single one, man.
He's the one who made Evil Within, right?
Yeah, that was him.
That was it.
That was him. Yeah.
There's Evil Within, too.
Two. So yeah, that looks promising. I'm very excited for that. It's a real shame they didn't actually put it in the treehouse, because Suda even says, "I'm really glad that we got No More Heroes 3 into the treehouse this year." It's like, oh my god,
Yeah.
you people are heartless monsters cutting this from that Nintendo treehouse thing.
And they ran the
Maybe
RP to
cut
M.
85 minutes of Monster Hunter stories. too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Maybe cut one of the 3 times you just stood there and slowly rotated the camera.
Yeah, we could cut that one short. We cut the Mario Party one short because that was cool, but too long.
Yeah.
So both of those just cut it, and you could easily get this thing in.
Also, they showed off a game that comes out next week.
They
They
did
could have cut back slightly on that.
They did that, and they did 2 showings for Metroid Metroid Dread,
They did.
which was
I enjoyed them.
excellent both times, but you probably didn't need both.
Yeah. So I feel kind of sad, but you know.
It's weird to be able to be excited for a Metroid game again. This is something I haven't experienced in a very long time. Like since Other M was coming out.
Yeah, I'm like, when's the last time I was excited for a Metroid game? I guess Zero Mission.
Remember me?
Because Prime doesn't do anything for me as a series.
Well, here's the thing. Prime 1 did things for me. None of the others did.
That's fair.
That DS Hunters thing was really, really cool.
I just looked at it as in bafflement as they made a weird Quake game out of
That was-
Metroid. I was like, that's not what I want.
I thought that was kind of neat. When it started seeping back into the Prime games, that's when I went, no. It was like a backflow.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I think this is the first time in a really long time I've been excited for a Metroid game, because Other M immediately seemed
It looked bad.
It looked off.
But it Team Ninja behind it. I wanted to believe they could make a good game. I didn't realize how much they would be hitting the knees by Nintendo.
Also, and spoilers, yet again, if you played these things in release order, you would have known he was dead before you even met him. This is Dead Adam, so it's fine.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the corpse.
Yeah, this is the funny orb. Instead of just being a purple spinny thing, it is cool cube thing.
Yeah.
Digital Dead Adam.
Yes.
Instead of Digital Devil Saga.
Switch edition.
He chilled out a lot. He chilled out a lot after he died and stopped being a misogynist.
He got the stick out of his ass and immediately died.
He's like, maybe I will respect women, and then just dropped dead.
Yep. That's what happened. That's what killed him, respecting women. Anyway, this is normally when we talk about what we're going to do over the next week. Me and KZ are moving. Bob is helping me move. Theo is getting some time off because we have to take time off to do that.
Yeah, I'm going to stream a very special game on June 21st, and if you're very smart, you can figure out what game that is by the date June 21st.
I'm curious.
I'm not going to spoil it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I'm
Dan
just
already
looking
figured
for
it out.
myself.
But okay, that's cool. Hey KZ, what do you have going on in the next week?
I'm getting on a plane this weekend.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Can I join you?
No, why would you want to?
Well, see, I could fly to your place.
No, why would you want to? It's gonna be great. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna meet you with 3 oversized bags.
It's also gonna be great. I'm gonna be like, here's your room. Shit is filled up in here because you keep ordering crap.
Good.
Here's your mattress. It's still in the box.
Yeah,
I swear to God, you better have taken it out of the fucking box.
One, I took it out of the box. Two, you know how I was talking about on last big thing how my thing demanded 48 hours and you guys are like, that's ridiculous. Yours demanded 72.
That's
God
insane.
I
God,
knew
I
I
bought the
shouldn't
one
have
that's
changed
just like
plans.
I bought the one that's like, yeah, it'll be ready in 20 minutes.
Jesus Christ.
Also, it unrolls on your bed frame for you.
Yeah, that's what
You
this
just
one would have
position
done.
it like this and pull the trigger.
But his bed frame wasn't even here, so I just sort of unfurled it on the ground so that way it could decompress. Fun fact: we keep the door closed almost all the time, so that way Benny doesn't even walk in there. I opened it once to put some of your shit in there. Benny walked in, and I'm like, "Okay, bye, Benny." I closed the door slightly for not even 4 seconds. I open it again. She darts out.
She's like,
She's like, I almost died in there. There's a bed. It smelled weird. But yeah, anyway, it's going to be a very exciting next week.
I'm checking this bed frame, and it was like, it should arrive today. I check, and it's like, it's running late. I click more info. It's on time. Tomorrow.
What? All right. Sure.
Fuck FedEx.
Fuck FedEx. You see,
we have an arrow hidden in our logo. We're FedEx. We're very clever.
see, you
I'm
guys.
gonna need you to point yourself away from me.
See, you guys don't know it, but KZ literally looks exactly like that Rob Liefeld Captain America.
God damn it.
Except his legs are 1 foot long.
Oh no! That's King
He's
Pig
all
ass.
upper
I don't-
body.
That's terrible. What is he, aggro?
You know, aggro's hardly human.
God, that was so good during E3. They got aggro for a day, and then Eric comes in the next day. It looks like a short little baby man compared to him because he's, normal proportions.
He's like a regular human.
Whereas aggro's like all torso. Anyways, yeah, that's gonna be it. We don't have a Variety podcast this Thursday because my computer's good and life is gonna be in pieces. This is the big thing for this week and next. We'll see you guys as soon as we can.
Yes.
Believe
Yes,
us.
we'll see you
soon as-
Monday, the 28th.
Well, yeah, I may get a Variety podcast in time for 24th, but yeah, everything's gonna be torn apart.
Yeah.
Goodbye, everyone. Wish me luck. Pray that I don't get crushed by a CRT.